You are listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair and Mazz in the Midday.
In the Midday.
Welcome once again, everybody, to another episode of Aunt Mazz in the Midday. Anthony Cafone, Brandon Morazzo, Connor Cupin.
And we're entering hour 3
of Mazz.
Mazz week.
It's Mazz week.
Here we go.
Mazz, are you cooled off after that really long rant that we just listened to?
Listen, shout out Artie Amini for letting me go onto his show and then trash his team for the last 2 minutes.
Oh my God. If any of you guys didn't hear, if you guys are listening later on Match Week just a couple minutes ago, Mazz went on a pretty lengthy rant about, was it Chelsea?
No, it was Manchester United, who is just holding my man Ronaldo hostage. I'm sick of watching this. Being of Portuguese descent, let my people go. Let him go off and further his career instead of having to deal with the dumpster fire that is Manchester United and having to go through the rebuild. The guy's got like 2 to 3 years of dominance left if he's lucky. He's already 37, but he's an alien. So let him go and compete, for crying out loud, whether that has to be at a Chelsea or a PSG or a Bayern Munich, just anywhere but Napoli and anywhere but United. Let the man go.
And for Man United, that's for wasting Ronaldo's career.
Dude,
right
that was fantastic. Where did that come from? That was also ridiculously long. Once again, I love the sound effects just being so long here. What is that, 7 seconds?
That was a 7-second sound effect.
I've gotten good with these sound effects times.
All right, so Wednesday, July 6th, 2022 is the date today. NBA free agency was going crazy this last week.
I was just saying, let my people go with Ronaldo. However, the Brooklyn Nets are letting their people go, am I right? Kevin Durant has put in the trade request and has put his head down. Connor is over here like, yeah, baby.
Yes.
Okay. Kevin Durant, arguably the best player in the NBA, top 15 all time, has said after, what's it been, 2 seasons?
3 if you count the one he didn't play.
Okay, so he still has like a 4-year contract left, right?
He's 3 years left on his extension that he just signed last year.
Okay, so
the Nets have all the control in this.
So here, have all the control. So here we are, where it didn't work out, but it's not like they've been giving it their all. Kevin Durant. Let me just say about Kevin Durant real quick. This is a guy who comes to Brooklyn. Brooklyn signs him. Okay, gives him the money that he wants, even though they know that he's not going to play for a year because of the injury.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they signed Kyrie Irving and said, we're going to put up with Kyrie, even though we want Kyrie. Because
they signed Kyrie and KD in the same day.
That's what I'm saying. But they definitely were not signing Kyrie without KD. Let's be honest. Yeah. Okay, they wanted KD. KD said, I'll come here if you bring my boy with me. Absolutely. Let's get the deal done. We have the space for it. They do the move. While they're there, even though KD's out, they decide that, hey, this core that we have of Spencer Dinwiddie, Jared Allen, and Karis LeVert is not going to work out with it, which is still to this day a crazy move, even though in the long run it saved Karis LeVert's life because they found something, I believe, on his liver in the medical with the trade
that's
to
true.
Indiana. You know what? It's great that happened for Karis LeVert because we don't know what would have happened to him medically. So shout out Karis LeVert for, getting through that. However, go ahead. And
also Jared Allen.
He
was young at the time, and it was probably one of the most prolific shot blockers in the NBA, was getting benched in favor of washed-up DeAndre Jordan.
And now he's an all-star.
So here we are, right? And then not only that, they blow up the young core because they want to be in win-now mode, even though I'm telling you those pieces could have exactly what they needed to win.
D'Lo could have helped you out.
Anything, but they didn't do it. So anyway, here we are, and then they trade all those pieces away to bring in Jimmy Harden. All right,
Jimmy Harden.
That's for Jay right there. I know he said his name's James.
His name is James.
So that's just for my man Big J out there who is losing his mind because I said Jimmy Harden. Jimmy Harden. They bring in the beard, Jimmy Harden, and they barely play together because everybody's injured and it doesn't work out. And then they are, let's be honest, you're dealing with 3 toxic players. Kyrie, KD, and Harden are just they're toxicity, man. Let's be honest, quality players. When they're on.
I don't think KD is inherently toxic.
Are you kidding me?
No, I think he's a great teammate.
I'm just going to let this one ride out. Let's hear the beef here.
Kyrie's a bad teammate. You two. Harden's a bad teammate.
Time out.
KD himself is not a bad teammate.
Shenanigans. Kyrie, I can't even talk right now. Kyrie Irving is a headache. But Kyrie is only talking smack to guys that have a platform, like a Skip Bayless, like a Stephen A. KD spends his afternoons
Reading
beefing
his
with
Instagram
guys
DMs.
like Connor on Instagram, on Twitter.
But that's talking about as a public persona, as a teammate with other guys in the locker room. He is not a bad presence.
How has he been a bad presence? I mean, he's already sat there and said me and Russ were never friends. All right, he told Draymond straight up told him we don't need you, and they didn't. Okay, this is a guy who's caused a headache everywhere he's been. Now, because he is a 4-time scoring champion,
has he said anything bad about his teammates to the media?
He said me and Russ ain't friends.
That was after he left, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so while he was there, he was not causing problems within the team.
Bro, the guy has been...
Within the team, he does not cause any problems.
I'm just saying, everybody refers to him as a snake outside of it, right?
Yeah, because that's after he leaves. But while he is with a team, he is not the problem.
Time out, but you don't know that for the sole fact of if the teams are talking about him afterwards, the reason why, this guy's probably the best player on our team.
Yeah, because he made him mad after he left.
We got to keep him happy, all right? But the fact of the matter is this. Is KD a bad teammate? Because when the Thunder were as close as they were, he walks away and joins the team that knocks them out. Creates the super team. Then the super team does their thing, but then
lose one finals.
What's up?
They lose one finals.
They lose one finals, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm really sick of the criticism that I just went here and it was a soft move and all this stuff." And when Draymond told him we don't need you because they got the job done without him, all right, I'm gonna go to Brooklyn and I'm gonna bring Kyrie, and then I'm gonna make Brooklyn do everything that I want them to do, that I want them to do for me to make me comfortable. All right, and it's still not going to be enough because guess what? James Harden wasn't enough, so we're going to go trade him to Philadelphia, get another headache, bring in Andre Drummond and Seth Curry, and we're not going to get the job done again, and we're going to actually get embarrassed by Boston. Guess what? Can't handle the criticism. I'm out. And I want to go to Phoenix or Miami, a.k.a. the 2-1 seeds.
The 2-1 seeds.
And these trade deals that have been going on, like with Phoenix, Brooklyn wants Devin Booker. I don't blame them. Yeah, they want Booker. They want a haul.
But here's the problem: if I'm Phoenix, I'm not giving them up because you don't have to, because you already have a disgruntled star in Kevin Durant. But I'll tell you what I'm doing right now if I'm Brooklyn, and I'm gonna sound petty for this right now. And I kind of like KD. That's the worst part. KD's awesome, still a top 3 player in the NBA. But dude, he's a pain.
I don't know about that. Anymore.
He's a pain, bro.
He ain't top 3. Maybe top 10.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I still think he's top 3. But if I'm Brooklyn. Oh, you think you're leaving after all this?
Yeah, you are riding out your contract here.
I'm telling you right now, I'm ruining that guy's career. All right, he's sitting the bench. He can sit the bench if he wants to. I'm not gonna say you're not playing, but guess what? I'm not even gonna fine him. I'm gonna make him the team captain, and I'm gonna just sit there and be like, guys, we want our team captain, the best player in the NBA, to play for us. And he wants to sit there and waste his career. That's fine, because I know that the guy's sitting there saying, "Oh, he's never gotten it done being the main guy. Steph Curry was the main guy. This and that." It's gonna chew him up.
Watch this. We don't trade you. You want to sit out? Fine, sit out. We'll pay you. You won't play basketball for 3 years. You'll waste your prime.
That's exactly what I just said.
No, but you said we bench him if he still plays.
No. I'm saying
if he doesn't want to play, sure, sit out.
I'm saying we're not benching him. We're saying if you don't want to play, we're still gonna pay you. We're gonna look like the good guys. We might look like idiots, but we're gonna continue to look like the good guys that we did everything for you.
Yeah, you
guys,
can't say
this is our captain. I'm making him captain. All right, whether he likes it or not, I'm appointing him captain. And I'm gonna say every time we want the best player in the world to suit up for our team. We don't know. We've done everything to keep him happy, buddy. We want you here. But if you don't want to play, guess what? You're not going to play, and that's fine. And we're going to waste 4 years of your career, and you're going to be out of your prime, and you're never going to get back to that championship, and you deserve it. Why? Because we did everything for you, and I feel for Brooklyn, but here we are with another dumpster fire after you thought it was extinguished. But no, here we are.
Fatality.
And I just want to say, but if Golden State comes to the Nets with a deal like Wiggins, Poole, Wiseman, Kuminga for Durant, you got to take it, right?
There's only one problem with it. I believe Wiggins is on that type of contract that Simmons is on, that Bam Adebayo is also on, that they can't be on.
What do you mean?
There's a rookie, some kind of like rookie extension.
The rookie max?
No, it's like a rookie extension where it's like it's for the team that originally has like the rookie to incent, where like the team could use that exception to sign like the rookie to like a little more money. You can't have
so they won't be able to play. They won't be able to pay for him on a different team.
You could bring in Wiggins. You just can't have the Wiggins contract and Simmons contract on the books together because they're technically exceptions, and you're only allowed to have one exception. So, yes, I'm for the haul. I love the haul from the Golden State Warriors. Do I want to see KD go back there? No.
Why would they?
Wiggins signed that kind of contract?
Yeah. When he was with the T-Wolves.
Why would they do that?
Because this is a guy who was Wiggins was the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, he's the number 1 overall pick, but they got nowhere though.
He gets number 1 overall pick, and then he got traded the same night.
Yeah,
but then he. That's true. So like, did he sign the contract with Cleveland or did he sign it with Minnesota?
No. He signed the original contract
with Minnesota,
with the extension thing with Minnesota, because he was then a part of that trade for D'Angelo Russell, and that's why this whole thing with Golden State's been able to work out, because they're making moves and getting these kinds of contracts. But it's the same thing. It's like only the team that has you for like your rookie year can offer this kind of exception, but they can trade that contract afterwards as long as there's no other player with the contract. These are confusing things, and this is what the governors of the NBA want to do.
I just didn't realize Wiggins had that kind of deal. I would expect Bam to have that deal because he was really good his 3rd season, and a guy like De'Aaron Fox probably has that deal too, and like Simmons also, he signed it.
Well, I hear you, but Wiggins is also a guy that still had a bunch of potential. Minnesota put a lot of stock in him, where they were willing to give up. Well, no.
You're talking about Simmons?
No, Wiggins.
Oh,
Wiggins, where Minnesota was able to. I mean, yeah, Simmons makes more sense to have the deal than Wiggins, I'd say, just for what they've done for their rookie teams.
Yeah.
All right, like. Simmons is a 3-time borderline All-Star. Maybe 2 times. I believe it's a 3-time borderline All-Star. All right, where Wiggins...
Simmons, yes, there's no way Simmons made 3 All-Star games. And if he has...
I think he might have. It's definitely 2.
You're right, he has made 3 All-Star games. 19, 20, 21. He was All-NBA also one of those years.
Thank you. He's a 3-time borderline All-Star, as I've said for weeks on end. Where Wiggins, it's like you understand where, how does he have that? But this is a guy that Minnesota saw as a future piece with Cat. Granted, it didn't work out, but they were willing to give up Kevin Love off of his MVP run. Okay, so Wiggins, make no mistake about it, is a baller. Wiggins,
especially now, he looked really good.
When he doesn't have to be the main guy, when he can be the 3rd guy, dude is locked in.
He was the
There's
second
no pressure.
guy. He was the 2nd guy in Golden State for this championship run.
Yeah, fair, but in terms of name power...
Oh, name power, like 4.
Like, he doesn't have the pressure on him. All he has to do is just go out there and ball, and that's what he needs to thrive. Now, however, you bring him over to Brooklyn, is it going to work out? Because I believe he becomes the name.
No. Because if Kyrie gets flipped for Russell Westbrook, then Russell Westbrook becomes the name.
Fair. I'm with you there.
Russ is a 72 overall in 2K this year.
Stop. They're disrespectful, man. Enough. Dude, Russ just needs to transition to the floor general role, and he'll be fine. Stop doing too much, and he's going to be all right. Go get your assists. Go get your rebounds. Stop shooting.
I think Russ also had it was a mental thing, I think, last year.
100%.
Back in L.A., that's where his hometown was. He's on a super team. Lakers had huge expectations.
Super team.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
you don't think that's a super team?
Before the season started, we were saying Nets Lakers in the finals.
Oh no, it was supposed to be.
That's what I'm saying.
Then it turned into not even.
That's what I'm saying.
Super team.
So Russ had all these expectations. Get him to a spot like Brooklyn where he can be a guy again and doesn't have a crazy roster. I think he can flourish again.
I thought he was perfectly fine in Washington. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He was really good in Washington. He got them to the playoffs single-handedly.
He was fantastic in Washington.
He got them to the playoffs single-handedly.
So that's the thing, is that Russ just needs to... If he's gonna work with the Lakers, he's got to play the role. But he doesn't have to play that role if he goes to a Brooklyn and you give him a young core like that.
With Poole and Wiggins.
Wiggins and Wiseman, plus picks. I do those trades all day if I'm Brooklyn just to get the headaches out of there. But here's the problem.
And even
I'm
Simmons
talking all this stuff about KD. I still think he's arguably the 2nd best player in the NBA behind maybe a Giannis and maybe a LeBron. Maybe.
Jokic?
Yeah, I hear you.
No, I'm not sold on Jokic. Give me KD all day over Jokic.
Jokic just got a huge extension, the biggest extension ever.
I don't know if he's worth it. I don't think...
Oh, my God. He just won 2 MVPs. He's done.
He's not... Dude, they gave him a... Dude, I didn't... Did you agree with the 2nd MVP? The first one, fine. I'm with you.
Well, he had an historic season. His 2nd MVP was better than his first MVP.
Dude, I'm going to be honest. Embiid got robbed. All right? But hold on. We're still talking about free agency here. Brooklyn makes a big move. TJ Warren. How do you feel about it?
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah, that's gonna put them over the hump.
TJ Warren.
If they
Hey, we even got Patty Mills back, baby. Come on.
if they get bubble TJ Warren, they're set.
Dude, that's
They're
the thing.
set.
That's the thing.
But that's not happening.
You don't know that. You do not know that. All right? Like, because it's a new scenery.
Warren sanity.
It's a new city.
Warren sanity.
You have no clue what you're going to get in a guy like that. This guy can pop off at any moment, all right? However, it don't matter because he's going to be overshadowed because you're losing the biggest fish of them all. And, listen, I'm sitting there talking all this smack. I'd argue I would trade Anthony Davis for a KD and a Kyrie. For Russ and AD for KD and Kyrie.
100%.
We're not packaging those two.
No,
they're going separate spots.
100%.
Even if they want to play together.
But there's been talks of a potential. Not that it's going to happen, but it's been floated out there. If I'm the Los Angeles Lakers, give me all the headaches because I got LeBron James to manage them.
That's
LeBron's
problem.
LeBron can manage headaches. He's probably one of the best.
Absolutely can manage headaches.
He's the best probably guy who could do that in the NBA right now.
I think that's the only guy that guys look at and be like, okay, I'm just going to shut up and listen right now.
Unless you're
Nobody else can get that.
Unless you're Benedict Mathurin.
Or Curry.
Get that guy out of here.
Curry does it too.
What?
He manages headaches pretty well.
But what does he have to deal with?
Does he though? Because I feel like
he managed KD. Got 2 championships out of him.
I got to be honest. I think that is Kerr and Draymond.
And Draymond, I think Draymond was perpetuating the headache a little
100%, but I think Draymond brought KD to a level of like I don't think KD's ever been challenged by a teammate like that.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
I think KD got the absolute monster. I'm sorry, I think Draymond got the monster out of KD. It's like we don't need you, but prove to us why you're here. I think Draymond is so underrated. It's not even funny. When that guy retires, I want that guy as my GM or my head coach, what have you. Get him on my book somewhere.
Is Draymond a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, 100%. He's got 3 chips. No,
The
sorry,
Basketball Hall of Fame ain't nothing.
Chips. He's got 4 chips.
The Basketball
He
Hall of
won't be a
Fame
first
ain't
ballot.
nothing to make. You need to make 1-2 All-Star games. Congrats, you're in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think he's a first ballot.
Well, let me
He's
ask you a
making it in, though.
question. What is more important to being in the Hall of Fame? And your criteria, and Connor's criteria. Would you rather be a guy like Tracy McGrady, who was an all-star year in and year out before the injuries, has a scoring title, or is it more important to be a Draymond, a guy who's a centerpiece for a championship? Not the centerpiece, but a cornerstone for the championship, being the defensive anchor and the heart and soul of a team. What's more important?
The Draymond role.
Draymond.
Thank you. So he is a Hall of Famer.
Championships are the thing you should strive for.
Thank you. All right, like individual accomplishments are cool. Put him in timeout.
He always has to just jump the gun on everything.
This guy,
I love that, dude.
This guy,
My favorite thing
take
in
him
the
out of
world.
it. I loved it. That was actually a nice emphasis right there. No, but that is a guy. You made me lose my train of thought. That's the only reason why I hate when he does it.
Talking
I
about
love
Draymond.
the emphasis. Thank you, but it depends, man. Like, who has the better legacy right now in terms of like all factors?
Draymond, are you trying to say Draymond or KD?
Who has the better legacy? Because
If we're talking championships, yeah, Draymond, but I think KD's a better player.
Yeah, 100%. But what's more important for the Hall of Fame? Being a guy. Now,
MVP,
granted, they're both going to make
titles.
it. They're both going to make it. Now, we have a guy who's got scoring titles, but has never gotten the job done
By himself.
until he joins the super team, where we have the guy who created the super team. He was one of the 3 guys that made the team. You know? So is it loyalty or talent? Staying there and building up from the bottom, or just being that good and joining something that's already been built?
Yeah, I like that take.
These are things that we need to consider. And I'm not saying that Draymond Green is anywhere near the talent level of KD. For those of you that are like, oh my God, Mazz just compared KD to Draymond. I'm just talking about who's got the squeakier clean resume. Because, let's be honest, KD's resume...
clean.
Okay, I mean...
That's the wrong way to phrase it.
Yeah, my bad.
Draymond does not have
Draymond could be a little something.
We saw in this finals this year that he was
but you love that, dude. If that's on your team, you love that. You only hate it when it's not your team, you know? Especially if it's against your team, that's when you hate it, you know? But let's be honest. If Draymond's doing that for your team, you're like, yeah, that's my guy. That's a warrior. That's a guy that's fighting for us night in, night out, and is going to do the things that you're not supposed to do, but they're unwritten rules, so you do them anyway because it's for the team. Pat Bev's a guy like that.
Yep.
Okay? There's a couple of guys like KG was that guy. You know, so it is what it is. We all love it when it's the superstar or when it's the guy who's on our team, but we can't stand it when it's the guy that we're rooting against.
Marcus Smart.
You know, Marcus Smart's another one of those guys.
PJ Tucker.
Not to that extent,
Jimmy.
but yes. Jimmy 100%.
Okay, yeah.
You
There
know,
we go.
so that's the thing. Who has the cleaner resume? Because KD's pretty murky
Yeah.
with that resume, you know. We'll see what happens.
All right.
Not saying he can't get the job done. Where would you like to see him go, though?
Who?
KD.
Are we talking
Out
as
of-
a Nets fan for me, like for what we can get back, or just KD as a player? You want to see where he wants
Where
to
do
go?
you want to see KD play?
Sacramento. I want to be in the worst situation possible so he never does anything else in the rest of his career.
Okay, can we get a non-biased take here?
If we're talking in a basketball sense, where would I want to see him play? I don't think I want to see him back in Golden State.
I don't want to see
No,
him in Golden
yeah.
State. I would,
OKC.
No.
That'd be
I've
so
pitched
funny.
I pitched that.
That would be the.
Think
I
of
want
all
that.
the assets that OKC has to go and make a Russ and KD reunion. Not that it would make sense to
Honestly,
do.
Boston. Give the Nets Jaylen Brown and pair him up with Jason Tatum. That's a good forward
Yeah, but what
combo
are they
right
going to
there.
give up, though? Because you need more than Jaylen Brown
Smart.
for KD. You think Brown and...
They got Malcolm Brogdon.
Brown, Smart. They got Malcolm Brogdon?
Yeah, they just traded
They
for
just
him.
trade for him?
So now,
got
But they won't flip him.
Dude, they
won't
gave
flip
up,
him.
like, Daniel Theis and nothing.
So they
Yes.
replaced Malcolm Brogdon, the defensive guard. They replaced Smart with Malcolm Brogdon. You give Smart up, you give Jaylen Brown up. I maybe you give a guy like Horford up, and then maybe like 2 or 3 firsts, and you get KD.
I don't mind it. I like to see him in Miami. That's so
Oh,
enticing
man.
to see Bam and Jimmy get
I just
a third
don't
piece.
know.
No, because
what
Bam would
has-
have to go.
He wouldn't have to go, and he can't go with Simmons on the book because of that trade.
Sweet.
They have the money, space to make it work. It's just whether or not. Here's the problem: Rudy Gobert just got traded for the T-Wolves. Connor, how many picks was it? 4 or 5?
I'm gonna
First
go. I'll
round?
go get that.
Please go get me that. It's like 4 or 5 first-round picks. I think it's 4. What does that mean if a guy like Rudy Gobert is getting 4 first-round picks?
that's what the Nets are
plus
looking at.
established players because they got Pat Bev.
That's what the Nets are looking at. They see that a guy like Rudy Gobert gets that much of a haul.
So you're looking at 6 picks for a
6
guy
picks and
plus
probably
established players.
2 or 3.
Have the trade.
What's the trade?
So let's get to the players first. It was Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, Jared Vanderbilt, Leandro Bolmaro, and the number 22 pick in this past draft, Walker Kessler. That's 5 players.
Yep.
And then 4 firsts on top of that.
That's ridiculous.
4
You-
first. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm calling that what
That's what the Nets got for KG and Paul
the
Pierce.
kid
10
that
years
was just
ago.
drafted that was including that. Where was he drafted in the draft?
22.
22 overall?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. It is late first round, but to me that's the essential
It's a
of
role
having
player.
that's 6 first round picks in my head cuz you don't know what the kid is
Yeah,
yet.
it counts. It
That's
counts, yeah.
6 first round. No, 5. That's 5 first round picks right there. Because the kid went first round and you don't know what he's capable of. So that's all the potential in the world. So you got, what was that, 4 established players and 5 first round picks essentially.
Dude,
One's
what
an
kind of
actual
Rudy
face,
Gobert
but-
trade value? What are the Timberwolves doing?
And they have Cat already. They have an established center.
No, it makes sense because
He can play
Cat
power
is
forward.
soft, dude, and he's going to go play that AD
He's
power
probably the
forward.
3rd best center in basketball right now. I'm
That's
sorry.
fine, but he's soft. And so he doesn't want the contact. He doesn't want the headache. And who's really protecting the rim with him? You got 2 elite rim protectors, a guy in Cat that can space the floor. If Gobert can just get a jump shot, they're going to be perfectly
I think
fine.
Edwards is a pretty good defender.
Yeah, but he's not an interior defender is what I'm saying. Cat needed some help. I don't hate the move. I like Cat going to play the 4. I just think that
Who's going to be playing guard for them? They got to get
it's
rid of
going
other
to be
guards,
hard
too.
when guys go small
And
ball.
Edwards will play small forward, and I guess guard is going to be
point
D'Lo.
forward.
We'll see what happens, man. I don't hate it necessarily. I just think they gave up way too much, dude. Are you kidding me? 5 first round picks and 4 players
For Gobert.
Rudy Gobert. The guy who only plays interior defense when the game's going away from interior. Get out of here, man. What are we doing? This is not 2002. 2002, yeah, I get it.
Minnesota's just desperate, man.
Apparently.
They just sniffed a little bit of playoff success, and now they're going
And
crazy.
then they
There was
trade
no
the guy
playoff
who got
success.
them there in Pat Bev. I'm joking.
Who got
No,
it?
Pat Bev has never missed the playoffs in his career. That's a ridiculous stat.
No way.
Swear,
he was on
look
the
it up.
Rockets for years with James
Never
Harden.
missed it.
All right, that's kind of cool for him, not going to lie.
Dude, so
On
that's
Clippers. I mean, he's been on great teams. That's what the thing.
No, he's been on teams that make the playoffs. He's not been on great teams.
The Rockets with James Harden when he was MVP.
Was that a
Clippers
great
with
team?
Kawhi.
Was that a great team?
Yeah, they were 1 seeds.
Last
one year
time-
they were 1
Last
seed.
time I checked, the Clippers kind of blew it against Denver, didn't they? Thank you. Next.
All right, so moving on. DeJounte Murray, the guy we were raving over last week. These two guys were having a
frenzy.
a little frenzy over him.
Dude,
Traded to Atlanta.
what a
for
move.
Danilo Gallinari, 3
Dude.
first-round picks.
Dude, and that's what I'm talking about. A guy like listen, the game is going, like, the guard is the most important position right now.
Yep.
Okay? Like, wing players and guards, like, we're going, like, yes, you still have your Davises, your Jokic, your Embiids, your Cats, but the drop-off after that is so much bigger. Your Bams.
Yeah.
Okay?
I mean,
you
Ayton.
you know,
That's it.
But no, but that's
Christian Wood.
Ayton's not even in that
Yeah,
conversation. for
Christian
me.
Wood, not even in that conversation.
Okay, like they're still quality players, but like the drop off between it is much bigger. Where it's like, dude, you see guys at the guard position make impact, and it's like, oh, they're not a household name. This
here's
is
the-
going to be a household name.
DeJounte Murray, all-star last year, probably one of the top 4 defensive guards in basketball right now. And you pair him up with a guy like Trae Young, who probably should have been a first-team All-NBA last year, averaged 29 points and 9 assists.
Dude, it's
this guy, this backcourt tandem, I was saying it to you guys earlier this week, this could be a top 3 backcourt in all of basketball.
Dude, and especially what they gave up for him. Like, don't get me wrong,
Danilo
like,
Gallinari is a good player.
quality player, but to give him up in 4 first-round picks,
3 first-round picks.
3 first-round
Not
picks,
even 4.
Dude, how did they get that for Gobert? I'm so
The
dumbfounded.
name. It's because of the name. Murray was on a Spurs team. They didn't know him too much. You know what I
And for
mean?
the Spurs-
Gobert has the
Dude.
3 defensive player of the
And for the
years and all these
Spurs-
accolades.
How do you accept that trade? You could get so much more for a guy like DeJounte
Well, dude,
Murray.
you know what? They honestly they did right by him.
Yeah.
He even said, like, there's no bad blood between me and the Spurs. They took a reasonable offer for me because he's still widely based on potential, even though he is proven a little bit. But it's
No,
just
but
been a
his
And the
ceiling's still
Hawks-
just going this way.
And the Hawks
Exactly.
didn't even have to trade John
but
Collins.
they knew where his level was at. And their organization was not reaching that kid's potential. They did right by him. I'm all for that.
I feel like the
trade.
Spurs should at least have gotten a guy
They
like
didn't
John
even.
Collins out.
You're right. They didn't even trade John Collins,
Yeah.
the guy who's been on trade rumors with Atlanta for 3 years now. Didn't
Well, I
even
hear
get
that
traded.
they're buying out Gallinari and that he's looking to sign with Boston.
So they're not even going to get the player that they wanted out of that trade. They're literally trading for 3 first-round picks. That
Sam-
could be low-end first-round picks.
I mean,
The Hawks looks like it'll be
Well-
good after that. Yeah.
we'll see what happens with it, but
I don't
that's,
know. I don't agree
that's
with
what I'm
the trade
saying,
for the Spurs.
dude. But for the Hawks, that is amazing.
I'm just saying, the Hawks, it's
And
amazing.
here's an even bigger problem. What are the Knicks thinking? You could have got DeJounte Murray and Brunson for that deal. Like, dude, that was robbery for that deal. Oh, yeah, you don't even want Julius Randle there. You could have given up Julius Randle
And 2 firsts.
and 2 firsts for him, bro. If Gallinari in 3, you could have given up Randle in 2 and gotten that kid paired with RJ Barrett and Brunson. And what do they do? No, they bet against themselves and raised the price to, I think it finally came out to, what, $104 million over
110 for Brunson.
No, dropped down to like 106 or 104.
Oh, okay.
Well, apparently, I've been hearing that the Knicks are getting investigated for tampering. That they were
for
were
Brunson.
talking to Brunson between in the period.
Of
where
course
they're not
they
supposed
were.
to.
Let's get some things straight. All right, Leon Rose, Tibbs, and Brunson's father, who's recently been appointed as an assistant coach for the
It's-
organization,
It's shady.
go back a while. Now, here's another thing. Apparently, I don't know if this is true, but I hear that Leon Rose's kid has something to do with managing Jalen Brunson.
It's extreme. They're from New Brunswick. They're right in the tri-state area. He grew up a Knicks fan.
There's talks that Leon Rose is giving him a house. This whole thing is not smelling great.
And you know the Knicks history, man. They are not one of the most respected NBA franchises.
Bing bang.
So, I mean,
To use that against Knicks fans,
Yes,
should be
perfect,
sacrilegious, but that was fantastic.
Perfect.
I don't know, what you really gain from bribing a guy like Jalen Brunson.
Dude, we
you
don't
can probably get him for a good price, and you don't even have to do
Dude,
the
they
extent
better-
of what they're doing.
They bet against themselves, man. The Mavs didn't even make a qualifying offer, all right? They played the whole, if we're going to lose him, you guys are going to look stupid and overpay for him, and they did just that. And we spent most of the last episode talking about that, and we don't need to really go into it. But I just don't understand how you have a guy like DeJounte Murray out there that you can have a market like that, and you're out here overpaying guys like Brunson and overpaying for Gobert. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what these... Exactly my point. Where it's like, and then you have the Lakers, right? They're trying to give up Russell Westbrook and smaller pieces like a THT.
A Monk.
I believe Monk signed with Sacramento.
So Monk's gone.
Yeah, so I believe he's gone. But they're trying to give up pieces to Atlanta, Kyrie. But the only reason why the deal hasn't gone through is because they're trying to get Seth Curry included in the package. So the Lakers are out here. The Lakers are out here trying to fleece teams, and other teams are out here getting fleeced. And it just doesn't make sense because the teams that are getting fleeced don't have to get fleeced. You get what I'm saying?
Like, the Nets have all the power in these negotiations.
And they're still going to find a way to mess it up.
I swear to God, they're going to.
I don't think either should get traded. I don't know. I just don't think either. I think they're both going to be in Brooklyn next season.
This may be time for me to jump ship from Brooklyn.
Dude, if can we I think we should have a sweepstakes of where you... Can we just put names in a hat and just pull them out, and that's what you get stuck with?
New team.
That'll be
the New Orleans Pelicans.
Can we please do that?
I mean, I always said that I'm a huge Dame Lillard fan, so I could just follow Dame wherever he goes. Like, I would.
Fair.
If Dame's not in Portland next year, I'll follow.
Dude, that's another thing. Dame did not sign
his extension.
His extension for $100 million.
It was only a 1 or 2 year deal.
It was 2 year for $50 million each year, so it's a $100 million deal, and he hasn't signed it yet because Damian Lillard is actually showing signs of wanting to win. Where Bradley Beal just took all the money that he could and said, I don't care about winning. I want to stay in Washington. I think we're building something. Yeah. They gave you more money than anybody. That's why you stayed. Washington's going nowhere.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, Damian Lillard, we've talked ad nauseum about where he could possibly end up on this show. And now that we're seeing that he might be looking to leave, the Knicks may not be in on him anymore because Brunson's gone. Or no, Brunson went to them.
Well, they still have, I believe, a space for a max contract. I could see the Knicks. I just don't think the Knicks are as appealing to him if a Julius Randle is not there. I don't know why. They just seem like two guys that would get along to me and would complement each other pretty decently. I think he'd want to be there to play with an established guy to go compete with. I don't think he necessarily wants to go link up because of RJ. Because of Brunson.
I don't think he's going to Miami.
I think that's the perfect move for him.
But
a Jimmy with Pat Riley.
Does Miami want to go after Donovan Mitchell? That's the thing. Would they rather Donovan Mitchell or Damian Lillard right now?
Well, here's the thing. Donovan Mitchell looks like he's in no hurry to get out of Utah now.
Yeah.
Well, we thought it's like he posted, it's not like he was sitting there like, apparently he liked Quinn Snyder. But, I mean, it's not like he was, let's be honest, if he really liked him and he'd be like, oh, I'm going to re-up here if you guys keep him, they would have kept him.
Exactly.
So he's not sitting there fighting for him. I could see Mitchell going to New York and then Dame kind of be... Well, how is Dame the default option out of him and Mitchell? It's youth, that's it.
Well, Dame's what?
30,
4 years older, 4 years older than Donovan? Donovan's what, 25? 26?
Dame is like 30... Dame is way
31, I believe.
No, I don't think he's turned 31 yet. I think he's still 30.
And behind door number one, he is 31 years old. Get at me. Mazz is 2 for 0. And the other schmucks in the room can get at me.
I said 31.
You said 31?
Yeah, no, before he was... He questioned me on something, too. We can go back to the tape, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't even remember what that was.
Shout out Ben Maxwell-Juro if he's listening right now. I don't even think Maxwell's in it. It just sounds better.
Maximilian.
Shout out Ben if you're listening.
Max
but Ben can go to the tape and will let me know what he got wrong.
Thank you, Ben.
31... Thank you, Ben. But anyway, 31 years old.
All right, now you go.
God, it's just ridiculous. 31 years old. But this is a guy who is a top 75 player all time, according to the committee. I love Dame. He's not top 75 all the time. He hasn't done enough.
Yeah.
Okay. But he's great. I'm taking him over a Donovan Mitchell any day of the week because he's only 30. I'm still getting 4 quality years at least out of him. Where, yes, Donovan Mitchell, you might get more, but who's going to help you win now?
And also,
more.
Lillard's had a better offensive player. I think he's a better offensive player than Mitchell.
Spaces the floor better, has a better jump shot. I think he's a better finisher.
Yeah.
Dame, I've seen Dame put guys on posters.
Dame could be the number 1 option on a championship team.
100%.
Mitchell's probably a 2.
I would agree. I concur there. Where it's like, here's the thing. Damian Lillard is his own, comparison. Where it's like, oh, this guy could be the next Dame Lillard. Where Donovan Mitchell might be the next Dwayne Wade. Emphasis on might be.
Exactly.
You know? So we are going to see guys get compared to this guy could be the next Dame Lillard. We are not going to see this guy's going to be the next Donovan Mitchell because the progression of Donovan Mitchell, we've already seen it. Okay? So, yeah, I'm rocking with a Dame if I'm Miami. Pat Riley, Jimmy Butler, and Eric Spoelstra with a Damian Lillard, that just sounds like a match made in heaven.
I just, like... So Tyler Hero's not going to be on this roster next year if they make any trade because that's the number one asset they'll get rid of because they're not going to try and get rid of... They're not going to get rid of Jimmy Butler, and they're not going to get rid of Bam if they don't have to.
Connor, do you want to see Miami... Obviously, I think you would want them to keep Jimmy and Bam.
Yeah, they're going to do that.
Would you say that everybody else is not untouchable? Is there anybody that you're like, no, he has to stay?
I know the Heat consider Tyler in that trio of guys that they'd have to really get someone serious for in return, but I'm sure they're willing to give him up.
But for you personally, is anybody untouchable for the right trade outside of Jimmy and Bam?
Nah, you can definitely trade Tyler for KD. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
So out of the four players really that we could potentially see there, let's run down the list, shall we? I think KD could thrive there.
In Miami.
I think personally, that's just me. I think he could thrive there. I think he's going to be...
Him matched up with Jimmy is a nightmare for defense.
It's an absolute nightmare, especially with the length that he brings.
Yeah, that's Miami's biggest problem. The power forward spot, and then they'll plug him right there.
Well, here's the thing.
They had a good guy.
They also need somebody that can score outside of Jimmy. They need shooting. This is a guy who brings both. It's a great option there. We were talking about how they constantly need a point guard, but let's be honest.
He can do it.
Yeah. KD can be a primary ball handler.
Exactly. We've seen it.
Okay. So I think he thrives there, especially with Pat. I think they're gonna be clashing heads, but it's gonna be one of those clash of heads for the better.
Durant said he wanted Kyle Lowry on the Heat if that trade happened.
But he has no power here. Does he have a no trade exception that we're missing or something? Like,
there's no way KD doesn't have a no trade clause. So why is he out here
giving out demands here? Like,
no, he definitely has a no trade clause. It's Kevin Durant. He has.
I don't think he does because nobody has talked about this. He could. It makes sense, but nobody's brought up this
Nets are going
point.
to take the best possible offer. That's why the Nets have all the power in
But
this
if
situation.
do you really want Kyle Lowry?
He does not have a no trade clause. You're correct.
Thank you. And once again, Mazz is 3-0. Here,
I just thought because it's literally Kevin
Durant.
Durant.
Exactly, I'm with you, but nobody's brought it up as a point ever. Everything that I've read, everybody that I've heard talk about it, nobody's brought up as like, oh, KD has the power. They're like, no. Everybody's like, no, Brooklyn has the power. And guess what? They do. So it's like...
They could put him into Kings. They're really good.
Dude, they could send him wherever they want to. It's just they're going to do what they think is best, and I think they want the established player. But here's the thing. Is Kyle Lowry really the established player that you want in return? Like, dude, he's old, and he's a little chubby. Like, come on. Like, me and Kyle Lowry have the same body type. He's just a little bit taller.
Dang, bro.
Fatality.
That's another one.
So it's Mitchell. It's between Mitchell, Dame, KD, and who was the other guy?
Kyrie. I don't think they're talking about Kyrie. I think Kyrie would literally implode in Miami because
he cried on the first day.
Just happened, dude. This is like, dude, they run things like the military, dude.
Yeah, that's how Jimmy explained it.
If you're not here, like on time,
if your weight is a problem,
we've seen guys literally
be 2 pounds overweight.
They're not afraid to bench guys. Let's be honest. It's Pat Riley. That's the Don, bro. The Don. He ain't afraid of nothing. Eric Spoelstra don't give a you know what. All right.
I watched.
Pat Riley's won what?
I don't even know how many. 9? Yeah, I don't even know how many. As an executive, as a head coach,
he's the
executive
Godfather,
player,
bro. That's all you need to know. Kyrie would lose his mind there. Dame would thrive, and Mitchell could be taken to that next level there, or could crack under the pressure. KD's already established he ain't breaking. Kyrie is established, however, he seems to do his best when he's not on the tightest of leashes, but when he's reeled in a little bit. But they're just going to crush him. I don't think that works. But being a Miami fan, who is most enticing to you?
One more thing. I was watching, Jimmy went on JJ Redick's podcast, and he was talking about how the Heat culture do everything. Like, there's no, like, exceptions for, obviously there's a little bit of exceptions because one guy could be Jimmy Butler, and then there's the guy on the rookie deal. But he says they make you do everything. Everyone does the same thing. It's a routine schedule. So if guys like Kyrie like to be special, that's a problem in Miami. I don't want Kyrie because the Heat, they run their whole thing on you do things a certain way.
It's for the team.
Kyrie only wants to be in one spot right now. He wants to be in LA.
He's made it clear he wants to be in LA.
That's the only place he wants to be right now.
Does that team work with Kyrie? Absolutely.
If he's on the floor, if he's playing.
He's playing.
He'll play.
He's playing, dude.
Why wouldn't he play into next season?
LeBron's going to reel him in, bro. He knows listen, he said he wants to go to the Lakers. He knows what it's going to be. It's Cleveland round 2. Let's be honest. He knows what he's signing up for. It's going to be A-okay.
I don't know how I feel about Donovan Mitchell either. I just, out of all of them, I feel like Kevin Durant appeals to me most just because of the length and the established
Over Dame?
scoring ability. Over Dame. Honestly, yeah.
Okay.
Over Dame.
I think Dame is built more for them. Like, just like mindset and everything. But I think,
You're right.
the talent that KD brings, I understand why you'd choose him over him.
But you're right, because what if, I guarantee the Nets fans thought the same thing. And look how that ended up. So you know what? You kind of might have convinced me right there. Because Dame clearly will stick with his guys.
He's loyal. He's going to do whatever it takes. He's not going to get caught up in all the other
I would see
crap.
him buying into
Here's
the
the
Miami system, of course.
He bought into Portland. Why wouldn't he buy into Miami?
100%.
Miami
bought into
was
Portland.
1 win away from a finals.
That's
appearance
another
this
thing.
year.
They could, another thing I'm also fine with is if they don't make any major trade. Because
They
they
were
were one shot away from going to the finals.
One 3-pointer going down.
Yep.
They could do it again with the same guys, just a little bit of tweaking, sign some guy.
Dude, blow it up and get Dame to Miami, please. Please.
I won't be mad, but if they don't do the trade, they keep Tyler, whatever, maybe he gets even better, and they sign like a good power forward that could fill like a Jay Crowder or someone that could fill that PJ Tucker role, I won't be
What
mad
about
at
your
all.
boy Nikola Jovic?
And
Man
that
in the
guy
summer
too.
league.
Yeah.
Man in the summer league just balled out, bro.
Speaking
Come
of
on.
the summer league, dude.
Jovic, yeah.
Chet,
25 last night, man.
dude, Chet's been lighting it up.
If
Well, he only in one game, but
If they trade for Kevin Durant,
Dude,
Jovic is
that
gone.
did you see? That was an
25,
efficient.
8 and 12, right?
Something
12
like
assists. He had 12 assists. He's 7'2", he has 12
I think,
assists.
yeah, like 2 blocks, 4 blocks, something like that. I don't know. Are you guys sold on? I love the summer league, but
Josh
are you guys
Hart was an
sold on
MVP, so
anything
no.
that happens there. Thank you. I'm not sold
Well,
on
they're playing.
anything
They're
that
playing
happens.
bums. Come on.
Josh Hart and Lonzo
Did you
Ball were
watch
Summer
Sharif
League
O'Neal?
MVPs.
Did you watch Sharif O'Neal play in the
No.
summer league?
Nah,
Dude looks so scared.
dude, he has a heart condition.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, do you really take much of the stuff that goes on in that summer league
No,
too
not at
seriously?
all.
Absolutely not.
Not at all.
I mean, it's cool. It's cool, but like,
Like, did you watch Zion a few years ago playing the summer league? He was dominating
Dude.
everybody.
But here's the thing though, Zion dominates when he's healthy, and he looks like they're gonna come back strong. We'll come back to the free agency in a second, but do you guys think that they could boost viewership if I've had this theory? I think the summer league, I think the summer league champion should determine who hosts the next All-Star game. I think that would be fun.
ooh,
It's
that's
just little
so
stakes
worth
on
it.
it, and it's not really hurting anything.
That is
Or,
so
hear me
worth
out
it.
here, Hear me
Yeah.
out here. I like that idea. I'm going to spin it a little bit.
Hit me with it.
Instead of having the finals be at home court advantage, you have a neutral site. Winner gets the neutral site of the finals.
Ooh, I don't like that.
You don't like that?
I don't like that.
You were just saying last week that you liked the All-Star game in the MLB.
I want the All-Star. If you told me the All-Star game is going to say that, hey, it's going to now be in a neutral site of a Western team if the West wins the All-Star game, I want it to go back to East versus West. Okay? If that's going to determine it, I'm all for those sweepstakes. I think that is awesome. But I don't want the Summer League determining it's something that matters as much as the NBA championship. It can determine where the All-Star city is going to be.
That's cool.
You know, I think there's so much reward and there's no risk.
It's gonna be so funny. All-Star in Sacramento.
Where listen, I want it to go back to East versus West, and then we're going to put it into a lottery of either a Western arena or an Eastern arena is going to host the final series. You know, I'm for that. I just boost viewership, make it matter, because why would I want to go watch that
But here's the
unless I'm
thing.
looking for a young talent for my
But
team?
here's the thing. The finals just ended like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
People are basketballed out a little bit.
I don't think so.
The
I
playoffs
think,
were 2 months long, dude.
people want more of it, bro.
I don't
Here's
know.
the thing. Here's what you're underestimating it. Not everybody is psychos like us and watch every sport. Where we sit here
Yeah.
and we cover 4 sports, 5 sports that we don't even talk about most of
We
the time.
talked about cricket. Come on.
We talked about cricket. Okay? So
welcome.
not everybody is psychos like us
welcome.
and follows everything. Where most people, I say, when they like a sport, they're only following that sport. How many friends do you have that are just basketball heads, that are just football heads?
Yeah.
That are, Artie's literally just a soccer head, for crying out loud. You know? So most people, when they're into a sport, they're only really watching that sport. Baseball heads really only watch baseball.
Billy. Shout out Billy.
Billy Pinckney. one of our guys here.
My boy Billy's also a big baseball fan. I'm like,
You were confused for a second
yeah,
there?
because he posed a question for us down the line, and we'll get to that in our second hour. But coming back around here, I think that would be really cool for the to make the summer league matter.
I
Now-
agree. Like, that's a perfect thing because who watches it really? You know what I mean? And the summer league is
It's just for rookies and guys who are trying to break in.
Rookies and G leaguers like Kendrick Nunn, Duncan Robinson, all those guys used to be in the summer league. Max Strus. Now the biggest thing is you can use that. Those summer league rosters are completely different from the NBA rosters, pretty much. So like, you have no idea who's gonna really win. Like I remember Dallas won a couple years ago. One thing that is a little whack, the championship game in the summer league, not even the championship game, just how all the games go. If you reach double overtime, I swear to you, it's a sudden death shot. So Dallas won on a mid-range jump shot because it's just the first basket wins, and they won the whole
That's kinda
championship.
stupid.
That's dumb, dude.
I'll never
Play it
forget that.
out.
I watched that, and it was just first basket wins. It was just a normal mid-range jump shot.
So this
You know what? I have an idea. I'm gonna take that and spin it again. How about in like the NBA? You know in hockey they do an overtime and then a shootout.
Yeah.
Are you saying a one-on-one?
No. That's not what I'm.
That'd be
That's
great.
actually not a bad idea. But how about you do one overtime and then a 3-point shootout?
Nah, I don't like that.
You get
That's
your two best shooters go out
No,
there.
that's stupid.
You get 5 shots.
There's teams that are successful and don't even play 3-ball like everybody.
Okay, then now you need
No,
a
now
shooter.
you're forcing
Yes!
everybody. You're forcing
Yes!
everybody to conform to a
Yes!
style of play.
That's the
That is the
point.
dumbest idea you've ever had here.
That's the greatest idea I've
One-on-one
ever
basket
had.
scoring. Put your
Oh,
best
fine.
rim
Put
protector
your best
and
guys
your
out.
best shoulder.
No. Put your two best players out there. I want to see a Kawhi go at it with a LeBron. I'm fine with that.
And you get like each player gets like 5 attempts,
One possession until someone scores.
and you get a 20-second shot clock.
Yeah, 3 rounds, just 3 rounds,
10
and then sudden
second
death.
clock.
Oh, a
Shot clock.
10-second shot clock.
10-second shot clock. Let's get it popping. All right, your best player versus my best player. I'm here for that. But guess what? I don't have to conform to a certain style of play, because then the Warriors are just going to win every game in overtime, and I don't want to see that.
Imagine then the NBA Finals, you have a one-on-one like in the overtime. in
Be
Game 7.
fantastic. Imagine seeing like a back in the day, seeing like Kevin Garnett and Tim Duncan one-on-one for a championship.
That'd be so sick.
Okay,
I'm
like-
sorry.
But then again,
Kobe, bro. Okay,
NBA,
I don't
round
think that
13.
ever. I don't think they were ever there at the same time. But imagine a Paul Pierce versus a Kobe Bryant one-on-one for the championship.
But then, like, it goes to round 13 of this shoot-off, and it's like Smush Parker versus, I don't even know.
I mean, you get three players.
Imagine Smush Parker scoring the
You
game-winning.
guys are wild right now.
You throw out your top
Stop it.
3. You put say like the Warriors.
Okay.
You put Curry, Clay, and Wiggins, and then you have the Celtics. You have Tatum, Brown, and
You
Horford.
guys are wild right now. Listen, this is what I want to do real quick for our last NBA segment to wrap it up. I want to give each team a grade thus far. We're going to go through their
On their
off-season
offseason?
moves, all right, and just hit me with a quick grade as we go through it. First off, we have the Atlanta Hawks free agency move of signing. Hold on.
Oh.
That was a trade.
Oh,
not
they're
DeJounte
trying to-
Murray.
oh, we're
Yeah.
signing.
Not
Assignments.
DeJounte.
So Aaron Holiday agrees to a 1-year deal. Plus the trade with DeJounte Murray, they get an A+ from me
Yep.
for their moves.
Hawks went from a 10 seed to probably a top 3 seed in the East.
I'll give them everything. They got exactly what they needed. They got a power. No, they had their power forward. They had their center. They got their.
They got what they wanted.
They got
and
both their guards. They have DeAndre Hunter. They're set.
They got
are
what they
quite
wanted.
Literally set.
They got what they wanted, and they didn't have to give up much to get it.
They give the
They
A+
got
for
what
me.
they wanted, and they didn't give up much
They
to get
got
it.
rid
so-
of Gallinari, who didn't even start. They got rid of a guy who doesn't even start and some picks for a all-star point guard.
And those picks probably won't mean anything.
If everything goes, they have a solid 5. Now it's going to be who's going to play shooting? Who's going to play point guard?
Oh,
It's Trey.
So Murray's going to play shooting guard.
Yes.
And then Hunter, Collins, Capella, they're set.
fellas, we
They-
also missed that. Oh wow, Atlanta gave up Kevin Huter.
Herter's gone?
Yeah, Herter's gone. Huter, I don't know how to say it.
All right, let's
I
hear
think
this.
it's Huter. Could be Herter. Whatever
Herter.
it is.
It's Herter.
It's all right. I'm
Herter.
rocking with Connor. Herter's gone. Oh, we all know. I mean, the kid's a shooter, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But they gave up him to bring in Justin Holiday, Maurice Harkless, and a 2024 lottery protected first round pick.
That's still pretty good.
I'm giving an A++ to Atlanta
All that
this
for
offseason.
Herter? Herter doesn't even start for them
Dude.
anymore because now Murray's going to start. So they're set. Yeah, they're
Hawks
set.
are building
So-
something. They still have Bojan, right?
And they have his brother Aaron now. This is
They got
this
two of the
is
Holiday
A++.
brothers?
And they still have Bojan, right?
Bogdanovich?
Yeah.
Oh, Bogdan. Oh yeah, Herter was
think
the.
they
Herter
do.
was the. That's a solid. Good for Atlanta.
No, not
Good
Bogdan.
for Atlanta.
It's Bojan.
Bogdan is on there. Bojan Bogdanovich was on Utah.
Oh, okay.
Bogey was on the Hawks.
Bogdan. Yeah, they still have Bogdan. Like they still have
They are
great pieces,
set.
bro. That Hawks team's gonna be
Can
a
they
top
give
three
him
in
a
the
clap for me? You know what I mean?
yeah.
They deserve
East.
that.
They will get a nice little crowd clap for them.
They're absolutely killing it. I love what's going on here for them.
And now that scares me because like the Heat took them in 5 games in the first round, but now they look
All
interesting.
right, next team. We're going too long. on these Hawks.
Boston Celtics. Luke Cornett returns on a 2-year deal. Big
wow,
whoop.
crazy, bro.
Couldn't even tell you who that guy is. However,
See.
Who's the center?
they did get
Brogdon.
Malcolm Brogdon in a trade where they gave up
C+.
Nick Stauskas, Malik Fitz, Jawan Morgan, Daniel Theis, Aaron Naismith, and a 2023 first-round pick.
Still
Neesmith.
C+.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a
I'll give him a B,
minus,
yeah, I'll give him a
minus
B.
for me. It's a solid move. Picking up Brogdon. Granted, they did give up like a lot of things in it, but there's nothing that really.
They need to go. They need to go after a guy like Kyrie.
The only thing that I'm sad.
They're
to
not
leave-
going after Kyrie.
One of those. They need to bring in a second star. I'm sorry.
This
they need to bring in a
second-
star.
The only thing I'm worried that I'd be like, oh man, I'd hate to see Daniel Theis leave. I think he could really contribute. to
He
a team,
contributed.
you know,
They
But,
tried it twice.
It's
Yeah.
it's a B minus for me. Like I like the
Yeah, I'll
moves.
go with
All
a
right,
B, B
next team.
minus. Yeah.
Okay, the Brooklyn
Yeah,
Nets.
that's an F.
Dude, Nick Claxton got a 2-year deal.
He's nice. I give him credit.
Kessler Edwards returns on a multi-year deal.
Don't know who that is. Actually, I do. Actually.
Patty Mills 2-year deal, and TJ Warren a 1-year deal. Now, now of course you might be losing out on a KD and Kyrie. If that happens, they still might get a haul for it. But I think even though you're losing those players, the most you can get out of me is a B plus.
Yeah.
You can't get into the A's for me. If you get a haul for KD and Kyrie, the fact that
Oh,
you're
no, yeah,
losing
yeah,
them, the most they could get is a B plus for me. But
Since
with these
it hasn't
moves,
happened yet, I'm gonna put it like a C or maybe even.
I mean, what if they come back then? And then they added TJ Warren and they keep Claxton and they keep Patty Mills. And what
Exactly,
if
they
nothing
just-
changes?
they
What
just-
if this has just been a whole
They just
headache,
keep Patty Mills and they keep Nick Claxton. That got them no playoff
but they
wins
got
last year.
TJ Warren now. They have another.
So I'll give them a
they could
C
add.
something.
once
I'll give them a
again,
C.
Come off the bench.
TJ Warren, baby. Let's
Who's-
go.
He could come off the bench.
Depends what they lose KD for, and it depends.
No,
what
what
they
I'm
lose
saying,
Kyrie
in a
for if they have-
hypothetical, this has all just been a big headache, and they don't make any moves, and they come back and play.
I'll give them a C something.
All right.
C
Next
something.
Team. Next team.
I'm giving them a B minus for it if they stay. If they lose, they can't get
if-
more than a B
C.
plus from me.
I'm
TJ
sorry.
Warren
As a
gave
Nets
C.
fan, I'm just depressed, so I'm sticking with my F.
And just
Non-applicable. Non-applicable. Give them an NA.
All right, I believe the Charlotte Hornets.
Miles Bridges now.
He's gone.
Like, that's tough.
All right, let's take a second here because he's not getting schmuck of the week because that would be making light of the situation. Even though I wasn't making light of the Brittany Griner situation, but that's just like you expect, like the U.S. government to do more. But this is something that we got to get into that's really serious. Where a rising star in the NBA has just thrown his career away, and more importantly, put his hands on a woman. Something you should never do. All right.
Exactly.
Call me old school, whatever. You don't put your hands on a woman. I don't care. I'm all for equality, but you don't put your hands on a woman, bro. And here we are, and this guy's beating not only a woman, the mother of his children. What are you doing, man? What example are you setting? You just ruined your career.
You were a young
but more
star. You were
importantly-
almost an all-star.
More
like,
importantly, you ruined your character as a man. I can't even
Exactly.
look at you as a man anymore. All right? You're a punk. Unbelievable. Anybody see this coming? No. You don't.
I mean, he was posting a couple weeks ago, like on his Instagram story, of just
Some activities.
that shouldn't be. You shouldn't be putting on your social media. Like, he's shown that he's immature. He's shown that he can't be a top level guy, and like you said, Mazz, his character is now greatly diminished in my eyes.
How I don't know, man. I don't even sign the guy. I
there's
want
no
nothing
way.
to do with him. He can go play in China if they want to give him a bag. But if I'm an organization, dude, you're signing a vet minimum, and you're like, no, you're not even signing with me. I'm sorry. There's nothing that I could think that could get his image back that I'd want to be associated with him.
Yep. All right.
Dude just ruined his career, and I feel very sorry for the young lady that had to go through that. Unbelievable. Another one that we had so much potential down the drain. Congratulations. But the Charlotte Hornets now don't have that on the books. That he's still a talent,
Yep.
and were they going to overpay him? This and that. Now I think we know where this is going. But Cody Martin returns on a 4-year deal.
Crazy.
And because of things that have happened out of their control, they're getting a C from me.
Yeah.
Cody Martin's quality,
C.
but what are they really getting?
Yep.
The Chicago Bulls.
They got what's his name, Drummond, right?
They did get Andre Drummond. Was that just a free agent signing?
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's another loss that the Nets have too.
So there's another. The Nets have just dropped down to a C- for me. Zach LaVine returns on a 5-year deal.
That's
Goran
awesome.
Goran Dragic.
And we were talking about Zach LaVine not coming back.
Goran Dragic is a
great-
Bull.
That's another guy the Nets lost.
The Nets are now at a D+ for me. Goran Dragic agrees to a 1-year deal. Andre Drummond agrees to a 2-year deal, and Derrick Jones Jr. returns on a 2-year deal.
The Bulls just took the Nets hard.
Bulls have just gotten an A from me.
That's an A. That is an A.
That is an A
They
from
got
me.
bench pieces. They got leadership, a veteran presence. I mean, they've already had a pretty old team as it was. I mean, DeRozan pretty up there in age now. Vucevic is pretty up there in age. So now they have a nice, experienced team, and I think they'll make a good push this year.
Guys, sorry, we forgot a big piece of these Charlotte moves where they gave up Jalen Duren, the number 13 pick in 2022, and Kemba Walker.
Right.
Charlotte got a conditional first-round pick and 4 future second-round picks, and the New York Knicks got a 2025 first-round pick. So Charlotte,
They just went down.
congratulations. No, dude, I mean, like, they got they got rid of Jalen Duren. Congratulations. Like, nothing's really changed. I was just being sarcastic.
All right, let's try and move.
Yeah,
through
I'm
these next
sorry.
ones
We're taking a little bit too much time on this. Where are we going at here next? The Dallas Mavericks signing JaVale McGee,
and losing Brunson.
losing Brunson, and, of course, Theo Pinson.
And Christian Wood. They got the Christian Wood
B-.
trade
They
too.
picked up Christian Wood.
B.
I'm going to be honest.
The loss of Brunson, it's a B.
The loss of Brunson, but they finally got that interior defense they've been looking for.
And they
JaVale
still have
McGee
Dinwiddie to plug into
and
the Brunson
Christian
role.
Wood, and I'm going to be honest with
I'll give
you.
him an A.
B.
Let's give him an A-, B+.
I know they had to give
Actually, I'll give him B+. I'll be a little more
I'm
generous.
rocking with a B here because I
plus.
still think they need someone else. But they got the pieces that they were looking for, and they didn't overpay Brunson. That's a dub. Moving on here. The Denver Nuggets, of course.
Jokic got the huge extension.
Jokic. But then they signed DeAndre Jordan.
For how much?
I don't know. It just says agrees to deal. I'm
He's a
assuming
backup
it's a
center.
vet minimum.
That's not bad.
And then
take
Bruce
DeAndre Jordan.
Brown.
Yeah.
Bruce
That's another guy. That's another guy that Nets
And
lost.
he was really good.
The Nets are at an F, dude.
Yeah, the Nets are drying.
That's what I said earlier, bro. No one
Nets-
believes me.
I didn't know Bruce left. That changes everything.
Dude,
And Bruce is
Nets-
gone. Sorry, Brooklyn.
Nets have just imploded in front of our eyes here. Within 10 minutes, the Nets have just gone from awful to just disgusting.
Look at me. Look at my eyes right now.
Ant's crying.
I'm done.
Ant's crying.
Damian Lillard, I'm following you wherever you go, man.
Okay. The Denver Nuggets re-signing their guy, bringing in a Bruce Brown. They're getting an A from me because they got their guy.
Yeah, Jokic. Bruce is solid.
And Porter's back. I mean, Jamal Murray's back. It's gonna be a good
quality.
team. Good team.
The Detroit Pistons. Kevin Knox agrees to a 2-year deal. Marvin Bagley III returns on
Jeremy
a
Grant's
3-year
gone.
deal. Jeremy Grant is gone, and they got nothing for him. And now they have Kemba on the books. Whether or not they'll...
A D here?
I'll say C+.
Oh.
C, maybe a C.
A D.
They're at a C- for me.
I mean, they got Kemba. Who else did you
I
say?
like Kemba, but
Who else
dude, they
did they
gave
get?
up Jeremy Grant for nothing.
Who else did they get?
Marvin Bagley III returning.
okay.
Kevin Knox is a ham sandwich. He's
C.
says useful as a ham
I'm
sandwich.
sticking with C.
Are we going through every NBA team right now?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Golden State Warriors.
Oh, man.
Golden State
Well,
Warriors.
we're
Well, whoever made moves.
Oh, okay.
Golden State Warriors. Dante DiVincenzo agrees to a 2-year deal, which
He's
is
all
like
right.
it's $9 million. They got him for the low. I
That's
love it.
That's fine. He's great.
Kevon Looney returns. They got better in my eyes. I'm giving that move
A minus.
I was at a B plus. You know,
I mean, but Looney was a pretty good contributor throughout that playoff run.
fair.
And I think DiVincenzo is going to be a good 7th, 8th
Yeah, you
man
can
off the
get an
bench.
A.
That's an A minus.
Minus for me, yeah.
The Houston Rockets get John Wall off the books, but they had
That's
to pay
nice.
him out.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's nice.
They had to buy him
but-
out.
Yeah, but he was sitting out anyway. So
And
what's the
Deshaun
point?
Tate returns on a 3-year deal. They're
And they got
C+.
Jabari Smith in the third overall pick.
Fair, but they but that's not an off-season move necessarily. That's them being awful.
This
the
isn't a
year
free
before.
agency
Like,
move, yeah.
We're talking about.
But
like,
still,
moves.
Jabari Smith was the first overall pick, and they got him at the third overall pick.
Yeah, that's a dub, but we're talking about making moves here where
I'll
it's
give
like,
him a B
that wasn't
something.
on them, dude. That's just
Okay, but
that's two other teams
I'll give
messing
him a
up.
B something for dumping John Wall. And Jay Sean Tate is quality. They're not getting a C from me. I'll give him a B.
Now
I'll give
here's
him a
the
B
one
minus.
that's really interesting to me. The LA Clippers.
John Wall.
Nicholas Batum returns on a 2-year deal. Amir Coffey, whoever that is, just got a 3-year
Oh,
deal.
Amir Coffey got a 3-year deal?
Oh, Coffey. I read that so weird, dude. I'm such an idiot. That F looked like an R to me. I do know who that is, but congratulations. John Wall with a 2-year deal, and Ivinka Zubac agrees to his extension for 3 years. I can't stand Zubac, but I think the acquisition of Wall has a bunch of potential, and that's something that they're looking for. For me, they're getting a B.
Plus.
Here's the thing: they still have PG, they still have Kawhi, John Wall. It's a good big three. I think they could be a real good.
Get A minus for me,
They
honestly.
could definitely be a contender in the West this year. So I think maybe a top 4 seed. So I'm giving it a
A
B plus.
minus in my book.
B plus.
Screw it. Good enough
Los
for me.
Angeles Lakers sign Juan Toscano Anderson, Troy Brown Jr., Thomas Bryant, Damian Jones, and Lonnie Walker.
That is as C as it gets.
I believe.
Who they get rid of, and then who's gone? Malik Monk.
Malik Monk.
Malik Monk. It doesn't matter who's gone. Doesn't really matter who's gone. They were all off.
Get them all.
Get them all out of here. We're getting younger. I like
Didn't
the
they
moves.
just sign Carmelo too?
They
They brought Carmelo back as well.
I don't know if they brought Carmelo back. I believe the Knicks are trying to have a nice little reunion there.
My God, how's that going to work?
I don't know, but I'm gonna be honest with you. They got younger and they got some centers in there, and Thomas Bryant,
B
and
minus for
Damian
me.
Jones.
Tommy Bryant's
dude,
quality.
Lonnie Walker is still young, dude. I think Connor, you're very familiar. Former U
Yeah,
guy.
Lonnie did have a solid year.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. This is I like the moves. I'm not gonna get overexcited. They're getting a B minus from me.
Yeah, I said B minus.
Okay.
We'll see what they get.
Memphis Grizzlies bringing back their man John Morant and Tyus Jones.
And they've also been linked to KD. We haven't mentioned that as
They
well.
have been linked to KD, and that
So-
would be deadly.
But where would he go?
Locking
To
up
Memphis?
Memphis.
No, like in the lineup, because
What
they
do
have
you mean?
Jaren Jackson Jr.
They'd have to give-
Jaren Jackson be gone. He'd be going to Brooklyn.
I understand.
And I'd be
And
fine
Desmond
with that.
Bain too.
Be fine with it. You do it if you're Memphis.
I
You
say
absolutely
Bain,
do.
Jackson, 3 first. I'd definitely do it.
Well, I'm gonna be honest though. Bringing in John Morant, that is getting an A for me. Locking him up.
Yeah.
And Tyus
Good
Jones.
job,
is
Memphis.
It
quality.
was only 5 years too. For what, 100 something mil?
Yeah, Miami
They're
Heat.
paying 25 mil a year.
Miami Heat gave Caleb Martin a 4-year deal.
All right, but I want to go back to Ja real
Cody
quick.
got
Hit
one.
me with it.
Ja, didn't he get 5 years? It was only 100 and what, 10 mil?
No, it wasn't 110. I think it was like 196.
No, it was less than that.
Dude, there's no way
Yeah.
Brunson got this more money than. There's no
Look
way.
it up, dude. There's no way they only gave him 110.
It was ridiculously cheap.
Yeah, I think it was like 196 when everybody else was getting 250.
Yeah, no, but like,
What's the deal?
yeah, I'm looking for it.
Today, Junior.
5-year, 193 million, designated rookie maximum extension.
Thank you.
That's the same deal we were talking about earlier with Wiggins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a great deal, man.
yeah. But it's still 193. It's a great price for John Moran. I love it. That's
Yeah,
why they're
that's
getting
why-
an A.
Less than 40 mil a year for Ja.
All right, so next team.
Caleb Martin gets a 4-year deal for Miami.
Sweet.
Victor Oladipo returns, probably to be traded. Dwayne Dedman returns on a 2-year deal. And I'm pretty sure they're trying to pitch the old man Udonis Haslem.
PJ's gone. I'll give him a B.
They're getting
Yeah,
like
PJ
a B for me.
Yeah, they're
these
gonna
are,
B.
These are okay.
Nothing crazy's been
Nothing-
done, and
I'll say B plus. I'll be a
right.
little more generous.
nothing crazy's been done, and the power forward spot is now open. It's not. It's like they have to plug that spot to get an A, or
Milwaukee-
do something to get an A, like a trade.
Milwaukee brings in Bobby Portis. Brings back Bobby Portis 4-year deal.
That's a W.
Joe Ingles agrees to a 1-year deal.
That's
That's some
just
shooting. They could use the space. And Wesley Matthews re-ups on a 1-year deal.
Okay.
Javion Carter returns to a 2-year deal, and
Javon
Serge
Carter?
Ibaka
That guy?
1-year deal. These are solid moves for me. They're getting a B. They're getting a
B
B
What team is
plus.
this? This
yeah.
is
The Bucks.
yeah, I'd say.
I like it. Minnesota Timberwolves. What are you giving it? I
Oh,
apologize.
sorry. I'll give it a B plus.
Okay, almost there and there. Minnesota Timberwolves. Kyle Anderson agrees to a 2-year deal. Carl Anthony Towns
Gobert.
agrees to that 4-year deal.
Gobert
They bring
trade.
in Gobert and gave up a lot. Brian Forbes agrees to the deal, and Taurean Prince returns. They're
Taurean
making moves,
Prince.
dude.
And they got rid of Pat Bev. They got rid of a lot of guys on that Gobert
This
trade.
is could go either way.
I'm gonna say-
I'm pretty neutral. I'm rocking
It's
with
not
the
an
B.
A, right? It's not.
I
an A,
just
yeah.
don't like
it's a
that they
B.
gave up so much for Gobert.
I'm with you.
I'm giving it a C
I'll give
minus.
it a B plus.
Give it a C minus.
I just don't like that much for Gobert. And
Here's the
that's
point.
But they got Kyle Anderson.
Slow-mo.
How old's
So-
Kyle Anderson?
Slow-mo is a quality role player.
So then Edwards
How
just
old is
bumped
he
down
now?
to the shooting guard position.
Yeah.
And then they got to plug the point guard with,
D'Lo.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, D'Lo. What am I thinking?
This is a quality squad. This is a B move for me. They just gave up too much for Gobert.
Yeah, I'll give you right.
But how
I mean,
are they going
A
to line
for
up
what?
against small ball? I don't know. I'm a little concerned there.
D'Lo and...
New Orleans Pelicans got an A+ for me.
what they got?
They got Zion Williamson to
Yep.
agree to a 5-year deal.
And Zion's looking ripped now,
Looking
man.
phenomenal. We've ripped him a couple of times here. He looks in great shape. When he's on the court, he's a monster, even at this level. And we all thought he was out. And they locked him up. That's an A+.
Anything else? That's all it is?
No, they did some more, I think.
That's all we're rocking with right now. You got
Didn't they
anything
get
on
Lu
those
Dort?
trade moves? What's up?
Did they get Lu Dort? Who got Lu Dort?
The Thunder re-upped him for
is that what it
5
was?
years, like 80 mil. That's comes out to like 17 and change a year, I believe. That's a solid move. Oh, and speaking of the Thunder, Lou Dort returns on a 5-year deal, and that's quality. That's quality for me, to be honest with you guys. And I think Lou Dort at that price is getting a B- from me.
Yeah.
Might even get a B. I like the kid. He's a quality defender. The New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson agrees to a 4-year deal. Mitchell Robinson returns on a 4-year deal. Isaiah Hartenstein.
Oh, man.
Hartenstein agrees to a
Yeah.
2-year deal. The New York Knicks.
I think they overpaid for Brunson, but I'm still going to give it an A- because I like what they brought in.
I can't give it an A-. I don't think Brunson's an
I was
A-
rocking with a
squad player.
B,
I was going with B, yeah. I'll give him a B+.
And they didn't really
You want to talk about overpaying, dude? They gave this guy $22 a year.
I thought it was like 27.
Look it up. No, do the math right now.
Anyway,
104 divided by 4.
that's 25 plus. That's like 25 and a half.
They overpaid, dude.
They overpaid, but they're getting a good guard.
B+.
That's a B for me.
I give it an A-.
OKC with Lou Dort, we said B-. Orlando Magic. Gary Harris agrees to a 2-year extension, and Mo Bamba returning after we thought he was out. Gonna be honest with you, Orlando's getting a B+ from me. They're not gonna do nothing
B.
with it, but these are
Mo
solid
Bamba
players.
and who else?
Gary Harris.
Gary
average.
Harris ain't nothing. Mo
That's
Bamba.
a B+.
Is Mo Bamba even going to be the starter?
We were
with
talking
Wendell
about
Carter
Mo
Jr.?
being a coveted free agent, and they bring him back on that deal.
I mean, they got
Quality.
Ben Caro too at the number 1 overall pick. It's not,
B-
like you said, either
B+
hands.
for them, yeah.
All right, and we're almost to the end here, but
Yeah.
Philly, PJ Tucker agrees to a 3-year
Harden.
deal.
He's
Harden
37. They
And,
gave him
and also Harden restructured.
Harden restructures, and they bring
that's
back
a W.
Daniel House agrees to a 2-year deal. I'm
forgot
going to be
about
honest,
House.
getting Harden to
an A.
restructure
It's pretty
that
solid.
is an A. And PJ Tucker snagging PJ.
I don't know about the P.
They're getting an A for me, man.
An A
They're getting
I
an A.
agree.
minus.
Just getting Harden to restructure for them
Yeah.
is such a big thing.
You get
dude.
more cap space.
That
and they
PJ
still-
contract, I love PJ, but 3-year, $30 million at age 37, he's going to be like Udonis' age, and who knows if he can still play at that level. I mean, maybe he can. He's a
he
hustle guy.
contributed last year, right?
He definitely did. He was, you know what?
Still
I'm
got
fine with
Thibault
it.
too. I mean, like they got a good team. They're still gonna be
Jeez,
good.
bro.
They're trying to put together
Tyrese
a package
Maxey.
to get KD.
But I don't think they'll do it.
No, I don't think the deal gets done either. Phoenix. Booker gets his 4-year max.
We don't know about Ayton yet.
Damian Lee gets a 1-year. Bismack Biyombo agrees to a new deal. And Josh Okogie agrees to a 1-year deal. They
It's A+.
bring back Booker. I don't know if it's an A+, because
I-
what did
I just
Booker
think
do?
What do you mean?
What did he do in these playoffs? He shied away.
But they still brought him back.
I guess,
he's
I
still a
don't
good
know.
player.
I don't know.
They brought back pretty much the entire team that went into a 1 seed.
They're getting an A- for me because they got a
I
guy.
still think it's an A+. It's still a great team.
He's got to play defense, and he's got to show up in big moments. On to the next one.
Okay, that's your take.
Portland Trailblazers, $100 million to Anthony Simmons, bro. 4-year extension. Yusef Nurkic returns on a 4-year deal. Drew Eubanks gets a 1-year deal, and Gary Payton II agrees to a 3-year deal. The Gary Payton II
Yeah, I like
3-year
Gary
deal,
Payton.
I love it. I wish the
How much
Lakers
did he
would have
get?
done it. I think he got 20 mil.
A year? Or
No,
just altogether?
No, 3-year, 20 mil.
That's amazing.
I love the deal. I wish the Lakers.
That's like $6 million a year.
Yeah, I wish the Lakers would have done it. They didn't. Here we are. I think Anthony Simmons got overpaid, but he's still quality, and that's what the guard market's calling
but
for these
let's
days.
see what happens with Dame. He opted out.
I don't like Nurkic getting 4 years when the guy barely plays. I'm giving this a B-.
Well, also, we got to see what the Dame situation happens as well.
They picked up Jeremy Grant, though, which bumps me up to a B, B+.
I'd say B+.
I'm rocking
if,
with a B.
If Dame stays, it's an A-.
A-.
Yeah.
But if Dame doesn't stay, I'm rocking with a B.
I'd B+. I'll stay B+.
Okay, Sacramento Kings, they snag Malik Monk for a 2-year deal. It's okay.
C+.
They have too many guards, dude. That's a C- for me.
Like, what?
Dude,
they don't know what they're doing.
It's a D. They have too many. They have so many guys,
and
dude.
they trade Halliburton for Sabonis. I mean, Sabonis is nice, but
I actually kind of like the move for that there. It wasn't awful because they also got Buddy Hield. Didn't they? No, Buddy Hield.
They got rid of Buddy Hield.
Indiana got Buddy Hield with that. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I don't hate it.
All right.
You know.
They'll still be irrelevant.
It's a D.
They'll still be irrelevant.
Somebody had to get a D+. It's them. San Antonio Spurs.
Get rid of that's a D+ for me.
But
that's
they
a
brought
D
back
for me.
Gorgie Dang agreed to a 1-year deal.
That's a D for me. San Antonio, bad.
San Antonio is getting a D+ for me.
And now they got is Pop back? Did we remember?
Yes, Pop is back.
Pop is back.
Pop is back. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he's old.
Yeah.
Some say he's losing his mind.
This is Pat Riley 77. Don't worry about it.
Toronto Raptors, Chris Boucher. Boucher returns on a 3-year deal.
They're another team that's in on KD as well.
Otto Porter Jr. agrees to a 2-year deal.
I like
yes,
that.
but they don't want to give up Scotty Barnes, and the Nets really want Scotty Barnes. Dude, Toronto fans are talking about Scotty Barnes like he's the next Kawhi Leonard. They need to take it
like
easy.
Knicks fans were talking about Kevin Knox.
Yeah. I don't know if they were that bad. And then Thaddeus Young returns on a new deal. I like picking up Otto Porter Jr. I don't think it does much for them. They're getting I'm rocking with a B minus.
I'm gonna say B minus.
The Utah Jazz. No reported signings as of yet, but they did have the big trade for Gobert.
And that's a B+ for me.
That is getting. Dude, they fleeced.
They got Pat Bev.
They got an A.
They got 4 picks.
They got an A+ from me.
We'll see.
They got an A+.
They need to see what I need to see what they do with those picks.
Dude, that's okay, but like the fact that they were able to squeeze all of that out of a guy who only plays interior defense and does nothing else.
But they haven't made anything else in signings.
But he does.
I'm gonna give it a B+.
He does nothing else. I'm giving it an A+.
They need to do a little bit
for
more.
the move.
They need to do a little bit more.
I'm giving it the A+.
B+ for me.
The Washington Wizards lock up Bradley Beal on a 5-year deal.
That's an A.
Anthony Gill returns on a new deal. And DeLon Wright agrees to a 2-year deal.
I'll say A.
I want to give him an F because nothing's going to change. But
yeah, Beal, come on.
But it's Bradley Beal.
That's an A.
A- because nothing's going to change.
All right.
You know, and
That's
here
it?
we are.
That's it?
That's all the teams that we got right now.
All right.
You
Well,
know, so-
I mean,
an NBA hour has gone over 20 minutes than intended. And here we are at 90.3 WMSC, Upper Montclair, and Mazz in the midday.
all right. Coming up, we're going to have some NFL discussions. Who will be the most impactful player on each NFL team? Boys, get those lists ready. And then we'll have a little bit of baseball talk to round out this episode. Stay with us, guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Ant and Mazz in the midday here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Anthony Cafone, Brandon Morazzo, Connor Cupin here in hour 2 of our brilliant little radio program we got here.
A.K.A. your auntie's favorite sports
So-
talk show.
Let's go.
We're going to get into a little NFL talk like we usually do. And we got a little game here for NFL talk. 2022-2023 season is fastly approaching. And we want to know who is going to be the most impactful player on each NFL roster in this upcoming season. You could say quarterbacks, but
If you say quarterback for everyone, just know you're getting roasted on here.
exactly, we're
100%.
going to try to stay away from quarterbacks because we talked a
100%.
little bit about them last
Like,
week.
if you absolutely have to say it, that's fine, because I'm probably going to hit one.
for the Bills, you got to say Josh Allen.
I'm going to be honest. My first one is probably going to be... No. I'm going to be giving you different takes here, so just
All
wait
right,
for
so
it.
we're going to go in alphabetical order through each team. So first team, the Arizona Cardinals. Who is your most impactful player, Mazz?
It's got to be Kyler Murray. I know we wanted to stay away from quarterbacks, but this is the one quarterback that I'm actually looking at where this is... You want to see what the kid's made of. They've given... They're putting a lot of stock that, they've made a lot of moves to get this guy. And we've had some charades going on this offseason.
Charades.
Some stuff. I don't know what the relationship is, and I think this is not necessarily a make or break year, but this is a year to find out what they have. Is this a guy that you want to invest your future in further with? This is a decision year for the Cardinals on what to do in the future. I think this is a guy that is the most important on the direction of the organization.
I'm going to be another guy on the offensive side of the ball, DeAndre Hopkins.
I like it.
Kirk's gone.
Yep.
He's going to be and AJ Green's gone, so he's pretty much on his own on that receiving core. Murray has shown that he likes to throw him the ball. If he can be a number one target throughout this entire year, the Cardinals can make a good run this year. Connor?
Well, Nuke is a good option if he wasn't suspended for the PEDs for 6 games.
He's out for 6 games. I
So,
mention that as well.
I'm going to go with Isaiah Simmons because there was so much hype. It's breakout time.
So we're all in disagreement here on who the most impactful player for the Cardinals is going to be.
I don't mind the D-Hop one. I just know what Hop brings to the table.
And he's going to be out for 6 games. So when he comes back, is he going to be that same DeAndre Hopkins?
We'll see.
Last year, he had a rough season. Now he's out for 6 games.
I wouldn't say a rough season. He had a pretty good season last year.
It depends on the standards that you're holding him to.
I guess. You're right. So, yeah, let's see if he can have a bounce-back year. All right, next up, Atlanta Falcons.
This is a tough one
It's got to
because...
be Kyle Pitts for me.
Yeah.
Because Marcus Mariota is not going to be the guy to go off into the future with. I'm telling you that right now. This is Calvin Johnson is gone. Somebody's got to show that they can be a threat for Atlanta. This is a Kyle Pitts year for me.
You're probably right.
What's up?
Did you say Calvin Johnson?
I meant Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley, yeah.
I might have said Calvin Johnson. Yeah, Calvin Ridley getting mixed up in the gambling debacle. And I'm pretty sure he called a schmuck of the week for that, as he should. But yeah, this is the year that Pitts has to show that he's a target because there's not much else working over in Atlanta. So I think this is the year for him.
Connor?
AJ Terrell.
I'm in agreement.
The most impactful player on the team. This guy should have been... he deserves more credit. He was like the best cover corner in the league last season.
He was phenomenal. They weren't throwing to him.
I'm going with AJ Terrell. That man is an island. That man is an island.
I love AJ Terrell. I think he's a top 3 cornerback in football right now. And I think he got snubbed from the Pro Bowl last year.
I thought he made it. He didn't make it?
He didn't make it.
No. Not even as a replacement?
Yeah, they put Trayvon Diggs in.
No, but he didn't make it as a replacement?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's bad. That is so
AJ
bad.
Terrell is my most impactful player for the Falcons.
Yeah.
All right, Baltimore.
For me, it's Mark Andrews.
Two straight tight ends.
You know, I want to see if he can repeat the year that he just had. I think you have a former MVP in Lamar Jackson, and we talk about Lamar's throwing capabilities are not being as good, but the fact of the matter is this guy is still a top 10 quarterback, and you know what he's going to bring to the table. It's just whether or not he's going to be there is the question. Mark Andrews could be a piece that potentially keeps him there because he's going to want targets. So if Mark Andrews can show the success with the wide receiver cores that they got going on now, which isn't the greatest but isn't the worst because they got some potential through the draft, I think Mark Andrews, this is a big year for him to step up, especially in terms of Lamar potentially ringing up long term.
All right, Connor, you.
What's as the Ravens fan, what's Ronnie Stanley's availability looking like for next season?
I don't think he's going to play the first game of the season. I think he'll be back by like week 2 or 3.
He could be the answer for me, honestly, because the Ravens run the ball a ton, and he's the anchor of their offensive line that lost Orlando Brown. He is the most important piece there. The offensive line is the most underrated part of a football team. Now, obviously, Lamar will have all the numbers and things like that, but I think Ronnie Stanley can be the most impactful player on that team.
I think I'm going to be schmuck here, and I'm going to take Lamar Jackson.
That's a fine answer.
The Ravens last year without Lamar were 1-5.
Yeah.
He was the make or break. He was the offense for that entire team, and when he was not on that field, the Ravens were significantly worse. So and this is a contract year for him. If he steps, he's going to have the ball up if he wants to get a good contract. So I think Lamar's going to have a breakout. I shouldn't say breakout because he's already a star. He's going to have another great year.
Bounce back year.
And I think he is pretty much the determinant of the Ravens' success.
Mm-hmm.
Bills.
Tre'Davious White.
I'm in agreement as well.
Tre'Davious White, and you can even throw Micah Hyde up there for me. Anybody on that secondary just needs to prove that they're still valuable. I know they got hit with the injury bug last year, but, I mean, it came down to secondary losing that game against Kansas City to knock them out of the playoffs. I was thinking Von Miller, but they were fine. He's still old, but they were still fine with pass rushing. It's just really that secondary that's struggling. I also wanted to call out Stephon Diggs just to show up in bigger moments. But then again, they also need another wide receiver. Maybe Gabriel Davis. This might be, hey, can you be what we thought you were? Connor, please stop playing with the water in the microphone. Thank you.
No.
No. But yeah, for me, I'm rocking with, it's got to be Tre'Davious White. And that, honestly, just that D-back core.
All right.
Still rolling with Josh Allen. I can't not do it. Like, if they lose him, they are toast. They are toast. They had no Tre'Davious White last year, and they almost did it without him.
Well, they got torched in the AFC divisional game without him.
Torched? What do you mean? They lost by 1 score.
But they also gave up 40 points.
I know. I'm
They
aware.
got torched.
I'm aware. But I'm saying without Josh Allen, they don't score the 36.
Yeah,
But without Tre'Davious White, they probably win that game.
I'm not. No, both are very impactful. I just think Josh Allen is more impactful.
I know exactly what Josh Allen's gonna bring to the table. It's just Tre'Davious White's coming off the injury, and that D back core is, our last memory of them is the cheetah running all over
in
on
10
them.
seconds, 13 seconds.
They couldn't hold off in that
and now
short
he's
amount
gone.
of time.
Now he's going to terrorize them twice a year instead of once.
So we'll see if they. I mean, we'll see what happens.
I'm sticking with Tre'Davious White because I think that secondary desperately needs him, and that Chiefs game showed it. Carolina.
This is hard.
I'm
is
taking
really
Chandler
difficult.
Jones.
Chandler Jones is in the Raiders.
Raiders. My bad. Hassan Reddick. I'm thinking of.
Bum.
What? Hassan Reddick is
No. Anthony Cafone.
Oh, I get it. Carolina's a hard
You
one.
pulled
because
me. I am a bum. Don't be like me.
What happened?
You got the wrong team. I've done that multiple times
Yeah.
here. For me, it's got to be Christian McCaffrey. Because
Is he
I
going
can't
to
go
be
back there.
Is he going to be there?
exactly my point.
There's trade talks with him.
Exactly my point.
So
There's not much else working there. There's not a quarterback that I'm relying on. I mean, yeah, you could probably say like DJ Moore potentially, but it doesn't matter because whoever's throwing to him is going to be a bum unless they make a move for Baker or whatever. But I'm sick of getting into that.
Actually, no.
Christian McCaffrey.
I'm switching up.
Christian McCaffrey has been arguably the best dual threat running back, and this is a year where coming off the injury again. Let's see what he's got.
He's going to be he's going to be the most impactful player there.
I'm gonna switch up mine in a little bit.
I'm going Brian Burns.
I'm going Jeremy Chin.
I was between those two, but I'm going to go with Burns just for the sole fact of he is the established edge rusher on that team. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler. That guy is the best player. He's trending upwards. McCaffrey is shaky. Chin is also trending upwards, but Brian Burns has a little step on him. I'm going Burns.
Jeremy Chin was almost a defensive rookie of the year. I
Yeah.
think he's probably the leader in that defense. As I think was he playing free safety now?
He's playing defense.
He
That's what
plays
he's
everywhere
playing.
almost.
He
Yeah.
plays defense, middle linebacker.
I just like
everything.
him as a player. I think he could be an impact guy coming into year 3 of his career.
Yeah.
Next up, Chicago. Ugh.
Darnell Mooney.
Oh man, Darnell Mooney.
They're going with. Here's the thing. They're going with Justin Fields as like their quarterback. He needs somebody that can be proven that he can throw to day in and day out. They just lost Allen Robinson. Somebody's got to step up and be a number 1 target to help make this young quarterback feel comfortable. I think a lot of what's his name? Justin Fields' success is going to be based on how well Darnell Mooney can be that solid target and safety blanket for him.
Roquan Smith,
Same.
one of the best middle linebackers in the game.
I like that.
He was leading the league in tackles for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's
It's between him and Robert Quinn, and Robert Quinn's only getting older. He's good too, but still.
Did lose Khalil Mack too.
yeah, they lost the Chargers.
Yeah, so now it's Roquan Smith's time to shine.
Roquan
He's going
is
off.
Roquan
I like the pick.
is probably the most slept on defensive player in football right now.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Like he's stuck in Chicago, but
As a Dolphins fan, I wanted him.
as an impactful player, he can literally goes sideline to sideline. He can cover anyone. He can stop the run. He is just.
But once
so
again,
good.
it's one of those guys where like I think I'm comfortable with what I know he's going to bring. For me, like impactful, it's like I'm more looking at guys of, okay, if you step up, this changes things. You know, him stepping up is not changing things because he's already done it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If he takes it to that next level, that's something to watch. But for me, it's got to be Mooney because I don't know what they're going to be getting in there.
All right, so Cincinnati Bengals, Jamar Chase. Sorry,
Eli Apple. No, I'm just kidding.
it's got to be Jamar Chase.
Evan McPherson, the kicker.
But I mean,
No,
you
I'm
can make
just
a case
kidding.
for Joe Burrow, but I gotta say Jamar.
I'm
Chase
gonna go with Jamar
because
Chase as well. Yeah,
Chase
honestly.
he revamped that offense in his rookie season. Man, that team was one of the worst teams in football, and then he made them the AFC champions, bro. Like, he got into a
Jamar
big
Chase
soup.
is my pick as well.
Jamar
All-pro
Chase.
receiver in his rookie season. Crazy.
You can't go against him, man. Who you looking for?
Actually, it's the long snapper, Clark Harris. That's my pick.
No, it's for me. It's got to be La'el Collins.
That's another solid pick.
That's got to be my
Okay,
pick.
Cowboy.
I feel like you're choosing X
It has
factors
nothing to
here.
do with that. No, it has to do with the fact of what is that team missing. I know what Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are capable of bringing to the table.
But
I
he's
know,
the most impactful.
dude. Why did they lose that big game? Blocking. So what do? They go out there and they get a big blocker, dude. This is a guy who is going to be the most impactful because you already know what Joe Burrow and the boys are capable of.
Does that make him?
Now let's see what they're capable of when they actually give Joe some time.
Okay.
Does that make him an X factor though? Does that make him an X factor to the team, or does that make him in the impact?
No, because I know what Leo Collins is capable of being a Cowboys fan. I know that he's going to be that guy that can provide that protection and take on some of the best DNs at times. Okay, so for me, it's got to be Collins.
Would you look? The Dallas Cowboys are our next team as well.
Oh, gotta love it. But for me, it definitely has to be Leo Collins because I want to see what Joe can do when he actually has some time to throw.
Okay.
I want to hear your answer for this
Dallas.
first, for sure.
There's only one answer.
There's only one question. There's only one answer.
Micah.
There could be two. I'm rocking with Micah just because I'm fine with the offense. They gotta score touchdowns. That's the thing with the offense. So, but I'm still very much in tune with it. The defense has been shaky over the years. Like, dude, back when even they had DeMarcus Ware, there's always been a piece missing. Where they've either had a really good defensive line or a really good linebacker core. It's always been the secondary that scares me. I'm actually thinking Trayvon Diggs. Yeah, I'm rocking with Trayvon Diggs. I know what Micah Parsons is going to bring this year. That kid's going to be a monster and a potential defensive player of the year. Trayvon Diggs can't give up as many yards, and I'd like to see him. I don't think he's going to get as many turnovers as he did. I think he got as many as he did because teams were comfortable throwing on him because he gives up that many yards. But he can come up with the turnover at times when you need it. If he can limit that, I think if he can limit the yardage, this changes the entire defense. It's got to be him for me.
Rocking with Micah.
I gotta say with Micah because he's probably the top 2 defensive player in football right now.
He was
arguably number 1.
Arguably, but I'm still sticking with TJ Watt, that number 1 spot. But he could rush the quarterback. He can stop the run. He does everything at an elite level.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys are extremely hard to find. And Micah Parsons is truly an X factor because you said it yourself. Dallas's defense was horrible without him the years prior. Now they finally have him, and he was almost a defensive player of the year in his first year in the league.
Yeah.
He's impactful.
Denver
Broncos.
Russ for me. Just because he's the new guy who goes into that
somebody,
team.
Dude.
I did?
Yeah,
we missed Cleveland.
We missed Cleveland.
Oh.
You skipped over Cleveland, bro.
Well, it's not too easy to notice.
Cleveland's most impactful player for me is going to be the decision on Deshaun Watson from the NFL.
That is so true. You're 100%
I'm not
correct.
even making a joke out of this. This is a serious case going on.
Right.
But let's be honest. That's
the most impactful thing. Is not even somebody on the field.
It's not even somebody on. It's whether or not he plays. That's the most impactful thing.
I'm going to stick with the player, and I'm just going to say Denzel Ward.
Okay.
If Watson plays, honestly, he's my answer because he's their missing piece.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't play,
I'd say Denzel
Nick
Ward.
Chubb is an answer. Denzel Ward isn't. Myles Garrett is my answer, actually, if he doesn't play.
Kid's a monster. I know what he's bringing. It's just the most impactful thing to that team is going to be whether or not
Deshaun
Watson can suit up for them.
All right, now Denver.
Russ.
You're saying Russ.
They're missing the quarterback. That's all they were missing. They have the decent receiving core. Bradley Chubb, Patrick Surtain, Justin Simmons. They have a solid defense, and Russ is the piece, the quarterback of it all.
I'm saying Pat Surtain.
Surtain, PS2 is pretty cool.
The Surtain pick.
He needs to, this is his second year in the league. If it wasn't for Micah Parsons, this dude was going to be defensive player of the year. No doubt. Or not defensive player of the year, defensive rookie of the year. My apologies. But that Denver defense has shown at times that it could be good. And they're going up against 3 teams in the AFC West who are going to be offensive powerhouses. So Denver defense really needs to show up 6 times this year against their 3 division opponents.
For me, I think I'm actually going to go with Courtland Sutton.
I like that pick too.
Okay, because we know what Russ can be capable of, and Russ has been playing without some wide receivers for a minute.
Whoa,
yeah, I'm saying it, dude. I'm still
DK,
rocking with it.
Tyler Lockett.
Hold on a second. I'll give you more Lockett, but DK's okay, but what is he doing outside of a streak route, dude?
He's a bulldozer.
Big body.
I'm just saying, dude, I think Russ just needs to have a guy that can be. He needs that number 1 wide receiver. This is a new system, new city, somebody to be comfortable with. Once again, just like Justin Fields, but in a completely different dynamic, he needs somebody that can be reliable and a safety blanket. I think Courtland Sutton could be the guy.
Okay, Detroit.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Penei Sewell.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I'm saying only reason I didn't say Panay Sewell is because they're playing him at right tackle. How much of the biggest impact can he have at the right tackle position when he should be on the left side?
Hey, look, Bryce Young's coming in next year. Man.
Yeah.
So he's going to have that major.
Aiden Hutchinson is my answer because, come on, he's the only one who hasn't played.
Yeah,
so
he's
maybe
a question mark, and people think his game will translate really well to the next level. But Amon-Ra St. Brown was a highlight last year for the lowly Lions. And now that they have
lonely Lions.
the lowly Lions.
Oh, the lowly. I
The
like lonely better.
Lions. I mean, they added some good receivers in the draft. I just think Amon-Ra St. Brown can truly be a top 10 receiver in the game, and this is the year he makes that jump.
Green Bay. I'm not paying Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going back
Jair.
with Detroit because I never gave it. I'm going with Aiden Hutchinson because there's just nothing to be exciting about this team for, and this is
I disagree.
He's the only one that really excites me.
I really think this Detroit team is going to make a leap next year.
The most impactful player is the quarterback they draft next year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's what it's coming down to. For me.
Green Bay, I'm saying Jair just because he's probably
yeah.
the best cornerback in football right now.
Whoa. Whoa, now.
Him and Terrell.
Whoa.
That's
Jair.
I'd say Jair. It's not a crazy take. Man.
Aaron Rodgers has Christian Watson to throw to. And, well,
I mean, you could say Aaron Rodgers just because, but, like, he's always going to be on. You already know he's going to be impactful.
Yeah, but
is he going to show up in the postseason?
Jair was not there last postseason, if I remember correctly.
Dude, they gave up, like, 10 points, and none of them were on defense. They were all...
Special teams.
Dude, like, listen. The defense was not the problem last year with Green Bay in the playoffs. They were fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Who's Rodgers even throwing to?
He got Alan Lazard. He's got Robert Tonyan. He's got Christian Watson and Randall.
Yeah, it's on Lazard for me to step up and prove that he could be a wide receiver one.
Houston. This is weird
Larry
because...
That's all they really got going for them right now.
Brandon Cooks could be my answer.
I was gonna say, dude.
It's no one on the defense. That's for
Davis Mills.
No, dude.
Derek Stingley Jr.
Who's quarterbacking for them? Is it going to be Mills?
Davis Mills.
Because they had somebody else too, wasn't it?
Kyle Allen, I guess.
I was gonna say Tyrod Taylor for some reason. I don't.
No,
know
he was there.
Last
He
year.
was there, and
Yeah.
then he is gone.
I think.
Where is he now? He's in the Giants, right?
I have no.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
he's in the Giants.
yes,
right
he's
now.
on the. He's going to be. He's the Giants. Going to be the Week 6 starter. Because Daniel Jones is gonna just crap the bed and that's it.
Yeah.
Derek Stingley Jr. could be the answer for Houston, honestly, because he's the fresh face. He's the fresh-faced rookie.
Dude, they just need somebody. They need somebody at quarterback. I feel like they haven't had a quarterback forever outside of Deshaun Watson before that. Who do they really have? Matt Schwab?
Matt Schaub.
He hasn't been there in years.
That's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying like in terms of who they've had at quarterback
Watson.
outside of Deshaun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Schwab.
Schaub.
Matt Schaub was all right. He
was
had a few
okay.
good
They had
seasons.
Brock Osweiler.
Stop it.
All right, Indianapolis Colts, Jonathan Taylor.
Quentin Nelson.
That's actually a good pick, too.
Matt Ryan.
Darius Leonard's a good pick, too.
Matt Ryan.
I don't know if he's going to be the most impactful because there are 3 other guys on that team who are probably top 3 at their position.
This is Matt. I want to know if Matt Ryan still has it or not.
I'm saying
He's
Jonathan
got
Taylor.
the pieces.
I did not know they got
He's
Stephon
got
Gilmore.
the offensive coordinator.
They have Stephon Gilmore.
I did not know they got Stephon Gilmore, and I did not know they also got Yannick Ngakoue.
That's a good team, man. Colts are taking the AFC South this
But
year.
that's the
We said
thing,
it.
though. Do they have the
And
guy?
DeForest Buckner.
Do they have the guy in Matty Ice?
I think
to
so.
lead them.
He's a good veteran presence. He last 2 or 3 years in Atlanta, he's had no one to throw.
Exactly
really do.
my point. So let's see if he still has it.
I'm sticking with Jonathan Taylor just because I think he's probably the best running back in football.
Q Nelson for me.
Him and Henry are up there, but I personally think Taylor has more to offer. So I'm taking Jonathan Taylor. Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is going to be a ridiculously hard one.
It's between DJ Chark and Christian Kirk for me.
Trayvon Walker.
Somebody.
Number 1 overall pick.
Trevor Lawrence, come on, let's do it. Let's give him the jump.
Nah, dude, I want to see what Lawrence can do with having a target because he literally had no one to throw to. I mean, who was he throwing to? Laviska Shenault.
Yep.
Shenault. So I want
Marvin Jones.
Now
Marvin
he's
Jones,
got. Now he's
Keenan
got
Cole,
some.
Keenan
Now he's
Cole.
got some targets. All right, and what's his name? Help me out here. Robinson.
Allen Robinson.
He's gone.
He's in LA.
Allen Robinson's
he was
in
on the
LA.
Bears last year.
No.
James Robinson.
The running back.
Oh,
James
Robinson.
Robinson is now that what's his name? Urban Meyer's not there anymore.
ETN's still there.
Okay, so they
hasn't
got
played yet, actually.
weapons. All right, and I want to know if there can be a wide receiver for, once again, to help out the quarterback, and they need someone to throw to. They gave Kirk a lot of money. It's between him and Chark who's going to be the number one and who's going to be the guy.
Okay, so Kansas City Chiefs.
Mahomes. I don't care if that's a basic answer. I'm going to say
Kelsey.
it.
I'm taking Kelsey.
I'm going to say Patrick Mahomes.
Tyreek's gone, bro.
Yep.
Kelsey's got to have even more on his shoulders.
I got to be honest with you. It's actually the running back for me.
Edwards-Helaire?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, because without having that, I think they're going to have to establish the run. I'm not sold on Juju replacing Cheetah, even though I'm not really that high on Cheetah to begin with. But
whoa!
I said it. But I'm not sold on Juju either. I think you got to now establish the run game and change things up. So, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire does have some fumble problems, so they got to see what they got there, and they're probably going to be changing up things to fit the style of losing a player of that caliber that opens up things in a Cheetah.
All right, Oakland Raiders.
Las
Vegas Raiders.
Devontae Adams, because they were missing the receiver for a while now, and now Derek Carr has his college teammate.
I think they know what they got in him. For me, it's actually going back to
Max Crosby for me.
No, yeah, I think that kid's a dog too. I think
Chandler Jones?
No, Darren Waller for me.
Oh, he's got to step up.
He's got to step up. He had a down year. I want to know if he's as good as we thought he was, dude. I thought this guy was Aaron Hernandez with better size.
This dude did a top 5 tight ends list, Darren Waller. He put Mark Andrews at 5 and Kyle Pitts at 4 and himself at 3. I was like, dude, man.
Listen, I like the confidence. But, dude, he can reach that. We've seen him reach that.
He was the second best tight end in 2020.
He was the second best tight end heading into last year, and he fell off, but he's also working with Derek Carr, quarterback, so let's see what he's got.
Yeah, I'm saying Max Crosby because he was a breakout. He's probably the breakout player of 2021, 2022.
Fair.
But he's now matched up with Chandler Jones on that defensive line, man. That pass rush is scary. I expect Max Crosby to have a huge year.
I like the pick. But think about this, though, right? Now you have a Devontae Adams. All right. They lost, what's his name, with the car accident incident.
Yeah, Henry Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs, okay. They still have a Hunter Renfrow who's solid.
Henry Renfrow, you say he's solid. He's amazing, dude.
He's solid. All right.
This dude was like number 6 in receiving yards last year.
But think about that, right? So you have Adams with Renfrow. You need tight ends or safety blankets. There's no excuse for Waller not to get back to being in a top 3 tight end discussion with Kittle, with Kelsey.
All right. So Los Angeles Chargers, I'm taking Khalil Mack.
Take it, Herbert.
Hate you because that was my pick, dude.
Actually, I'll switch it up. You can take Khalil Mack. I'll do another one.
Herbert for me.
Dude, Khalil Mack, I think, can take this defense to the... I mean, they already got Bosa. They already got pieces all over the place.
I got J.C. Jackson now.
Yeah.
He's coming to a secondary that already has Derwin James, bro.
Fair. I think Khalil Mack could literally take this defense over the edge, take the pressure off of Herbert even more so, and I think this team can go a long way. Yeah, Khalil Mack's got to be my pick.
I'm sticking with J.C. Jackson.
Herbert.
And this man's taking quarterbacks for days now, bro.
Yeah, I know. I'm roasting him, but I can't even get mad at him because my next pick's a quarterback.
Rams?
Yeah. It's on Stafford, dude. He's got even more talent, and now Allen Robinson. Let's see what honestly, it could be on Allen Robinson.
I was going to say Allen Robinson.
Let's see what Robinson can do.
Is Aaron Donald going to play?
He's going to play.
Yeah, he's going to play.
Well, then that's my answer. The most impactful player on the Rams.
That's the best. Actually, that might be the best defensive player in football right there over your boy Micah Parsons.
Possibly. Yeah, no, definitely is, but how long is he going to be around is the question.
Well, this is just for this next season.
4 year, 4 deal. I thought it was like a 2-year deal, bro.
Dude, he's back, man. Aaron Donald's a monster, bro.
But I know what I'm going to get from him.
But he's going to be the most impactful, bro. He's the most
Regardless if you know what you're going to get from him, he's still going to be the most impactful player on that Rams team.
It's got to be, because here's the thing. The defense hasn't been a problem for years. They've always had a great defense, all right? Now it's on the offensive side. The entire question was never, is Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey going to be able to lead this defense to a championship? It's always been, is Matt Stafford going to be good enough? Well, now Matt Stafford was good enough, but is Allen Robinson going to be good enough to help them repeat, where you actually get him with a legitimate quarterback, and he's not even a number 1. He's a number 2 because the best wide receiver in football is currently playing on the Rams. It is on Allen Robinson and Matt Stafford to get them back to that place.
All right, Connor, I'll let you take the next one. Miami Dolphins.
The Cheetah!
Whack.
Okay. All right.
Listen. The last 2 years it's been Xavier and Howard, right? But Xavier Howard can't score points on the offense unless he gets a pick 6, which he still does sometimes. But the Cheetah's going to transform the offense. It's going to help Tua. He's going to be the most impactful
It's
player
on
on the
Tua
offense.
for me, to be honest.
It's on him, but is he going to be the most impactful?
Yeah, because here's the thing. When we talk about impactful, we always think about positive, right? I'm thinking negative here. He's got all the pieces. Can he do it?
Yeah.
All right,
I think
so
Tua is the
this-
X factor.
This team is going to come down to Tua's success.
I think Tua is the X factor, but that doesn't make him the most impactful.
Nah, dude, it's the most impactful because depending on how he plays is going to impact your games.
Cheetah.
I'm stick with Cheetah.
Okay.
Vikings.
Ooh.
Well,
Justin Jefferson, bro.
that is a solid
He's
answer.
the second best receiver in football right now.
That is a answer that I don't think I can really.
Dalvin Cook's health history.
That is a great one.
That's my.
Well, this was the team you were saying was winning the NFC North, man.
Yeah, I'm going with Justin Jefferson
I'm taking
with
Justin
you.
Jefferson.
Justin
'cause-
Jefferson's
just
with
'cause
you.
He's,
I think he's
the
quality.
He's the best player on that team, bro.
Honestly,
Yeah,
my
I'm
Ravens
with you.
answer is going back to Justin Tucker now.
Yeah, I'm rocking with Dalvin Cook, and they stay healthy. And dude, I mean, he had a really good year, but nobody ever gives him any love. And Kirk Cousins, I don't know, it might be on him a little bit.
I'm taking Justin Jefferson.
I'm going with Dalvin Cook and whether or not he can stay.
New
healthy.
England Patriots. Matt Judon. He pretty much anchored that defense all of last year. Had 12 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
That dude is probably the anchor of that defense. And the Patriots defense had one of the worst playoff games in the history of any defense ever against the Bills in the wild card round.
I'm going to go with an offensive lineman.
Who are you gonna go with?
Michael Onwenu. He is the heart and soul of that O-line. He can play like every position on it. And if they lose, they love to run. Baker just got traded to the Panthers.
Just now?
Yep.
Stop.
Wow! Just now.
Can I get my round of applause here? Can I get my round of applause here?
No way, bro.
All right, we're going to take a break from that.
No, we're not. I'm going on Bleacher Report right now to
Yeah.
see if this Panthers trade for Baker. Oh my lord, fellas,
Fifth round pick.
Fellas.
A fifth round pick.
can I get my flowers here, please?
Dude, the Browns just fumbled, bro.
Can somebody please?
Flowers.
Nah, they got to know something that's going on.
Fifth round pick?
Fifth round pick that
Yeah.
could be a fourth based on playing
But
time.
if they're giving up Baker, right?
They'll split the money
They
on
got to
Mayfield.
know something's going on with Deshaun in their favor.
But he's not gonna play anyway if Deshaun doesn't play.
No, but that's they could have
He's already said he's not playing for them.
fair.
So it doesn't really matter, bro.
Yeah, I guess. But listen,
They fumbled.
they did fumble. They fumbled the entire situation, and the Browns deserved to fumble for the way that they treated this man. I'm not even a Baker fan. I just feel bad for the situation.
All right, well, back to
salary-
where we were.
no. But seriously, this is big news. We need to cover this real
The
quick.
salary's getting split 50-50 between the two teams
The
also.
salary's getting split 50-50.
That's crazy, bro.
Dude,
Panthers fleece.
Can we get a round of applause for the Panthers here?
Carolina Panthers, man. We thought you'd be the worst team in football this year, but you are back,
And
man.
that has now become my new impact player.
Also, real quick, Schmuck of the Week, Cleveland Browns. Right now.
You know what? We had options. The schmuck of the week, Anthony Cafone, take it away.
The Schmuck of the Week, the Cleveland Brownies just traded Baker Mayfield for a fifth round pick and are paying half of his salary because they traded for a guy who probably won't play it down for them this year. Unbelievable. Just
Don't forget the shoulder tear. Guy played the entire season with a torn labrum for them.
he got them their first playoff win in 17 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely did him
Looked
dirty.
like could be
They wasted the first overall pick on him.
he looked like he could be the cornerstone quarterback. And here they are trying to get rid of him because the grass looked a little greener, but the grass is looking like suspension now. All right. Not only that, my poor cousin, who devoted his new team to be the Browns for the last 4 years, has left the organization's fan base
Already.
because of the way they treated Baker Mayfield and is now a free agent. They did this. Congratulations. The Browns are going to Brown. Cleveland, you played yourself.
So there goes the end of our entire segment. We were doing the most impactful players, and this bombshell just dropped.
I love when the bombshells drop. And we are running up on short time here. Let's
run
keep
through
on.
them all. Just run through them all.
Run
No
through them all.
explanations.
Run through
No
them all.
explanations.
All right, who are we at? We're at the Patriots. I said Judon.
Actually,
Onwenu for me.
Omanu, and what'd you say?
it's going to be Devin McCourty for me because they did lose. Help me out here.
J.C. Jackson.
No.
J.C. Jackson.
No. The Patriots lost.
Gilmore.
Yeah, Stephon Gilmore. So
And
somebody
Jason
That was
They-
last year, though, too.
Yeah, they lost.
He was already
Gilly
gone
last year.
Oh man, I forgot all about
during
that.
the trade deadline. All right.
Anyway, Saints.
Saints.
And I'm a schmuck.
Saints.
Michael Thomas.
Jarvis.
It's
Ooh.
gotta be Michael Thomas for me.
He doesn't play, bro. He played nothing last year. He's
Yeah,
not
but
impactful
he might
anymore.
actually play.
Changing it, Marshawn Lattimore.
Oh, didn't they get Tyrann Mathieu too?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Ooh.
Marshawn Lattimore for me. Never mind.
Could be
Cameron
Matthew.
Jordan too. New York Giants.
Okay, that's no one on the offense. That's for sure. So
Tyrod Taylor.
What the?
what the?
Tyrod Taylor.
Okay.
He's gonna be the starter by week
you're
6.
in timeout. See you later.
You can't put me in time.
You're in timeout.
Xavier McKinney.
You can't put me in timeout. This is part of my show. Put me back. Put me
I'm
back.
not doing it, bro.
Okay, then we're just gonna sit here with Connor's mics just schmuck. Dude, listen to me. I'm being dead serious right now. Daniel Jones is not the guy.
Xavier McKinney.
He's going to be benched by week 6, maybe week 7.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
And it's going to come on down to if this guy can move them into a positive direction or not.
Kevin Thibodeau and Evan Neal. I'm going to do 2 guys. They're 2 first-round picks, man.
The
Those guys-
Jets.
Those guys could turn around their franchise. The Jets.
Um.
I'm taking their who's their
Sauce
tackle?
Gardner?
Who's their tackle?
Oh.
Oh my God.
It's
Makai
an injury.
Becton, bro.
Mekhi Becton for me.
I like the pick.
He's got to protect Zach Wilson, and in order for Zach Wilson to make the jump in year 2, he's got to be the guy.
You're right. I'm going with you. Screw it.
I think
Mekhi Becton.
I think it's Braxton Berrios for me.
Oh,
man.
how I love
Dude,
Braxton.
how
too.
am I got to put you in timeout, bro.
Why?
That he is not the most impactful player for the Jets.
I want to know what this guy's made of, man. And
Dude.
I already know what they got everywhere else. This is somebody that can he repeat what he's got, bro.
All right,
AJ
Eagles.
Brown for the Eagles because they needed a receiver forever.
Hassan Reddick too. Another big guy they got in free agency.
It's gonna be what's his name for me, Smith.
You know what? I'm taking Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I think
Devontae Smith?
I want to know if Devontae Smith can be a number 1 or not.
Well, he's not
Not a
gonna
bad
be.
idea.
I think he is.
AJ Brown.
No,
just got traded to them.
I think AJ Brown's gonna be the 2.
That's crazy.
I'm
I'm
serious.
I'm taking Jalen Hurts. I think he needs to show if he could be a franchise quarterback this year.
TJ Watt Steelers.
Fair.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
TJ Watt for me.
TJ Watt. Yep.
It's actually gonna be Pickens for me.
Wow.
Kenny Pickett, you mean?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
I
want
was
to
like,
know
oh,
if Kenny
Pickett.
Pickett can be the.
He won't be the
fir-
starter though. Week 1, I don't think.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna end up taking the reins, and I want to know if they have their guy or not.
All right.
49ers, I'm going to go with Trent Williams. He was the best offensive lineman in the season last
That's
year.
fine. It's gonna be Trey Lance for me because Jimmy G shouldn't be starting.
I'm gonna take Nick Bosa.
Oh.
I like it.
I'm still going Trent Williams.
I
We
just
got
think-
3 minutes here. We got to speed these
all
things
right,
up a little
We
bit.
only have 4 more. Seattle
Seahawks. Oh, God.
Doesn't matter. They just lost out on Baker.
They lost down Baker. They don't have a
Seahawks.
quarterback.
It's gonna be the GM for me on whether
Bobby
or not
Wagner's gone.
it's gonna be the GM for me on whether or not he can get a haul for DK.
I mean,
Quandre Diggs. Let's go with it.
I think
Quandre Diggs.
Quandre Diggs is a pretty good cornerback, man.
We're going with
You know what?
Diggs.
Nah, dude, it's got to be Jamal Adams for me.
Oh.
This guy, they gave up they gave him a lot of money. I think they gave up a lot for him in that trade from the Jets, right? So for me, Jamal Adams got to prove that he's worth that money, and I think he can help put this defense in the right direction because Bobby Wagner's not there anymore.
All right, Tom Brady Buccaneers.
Yeah, Tom Brady. He's the most impactful player in the whole NFL history. So
The Tom Brady Buccaneers.
Nah, dude, didn't they just sign a wide receiver that was like? I think OBJ. Is
He hasn't signed yet.
I think he might though. That's
the
going to
Bucks?
be interesting.
Derrick Henry
I'm-
for the Titans for me.
I'm saying Tom Brady because we were saying that the Bucs were going to be one of the worst teams in football without Tom Brady. So he's there. He makes
Fair.
him a big game contender.
I think it has. I don't know, man. I think I know what that offense is going to bring, and it's the defense for me.
Tennessee.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. Yep. I mean, there's no question. Probably the top 2 running back in football.
And the Commanders, last but not
Washington,
least.
Chase
Young. Yeah.
All right.
Or
The
Terry
Marlins have
Terry.
won 6 games in a row. Baseball. Let's put it in there. Just to be honest with you.
We actually are planning. Looked good on paper. In execution was a little poor, but I like this show. This is one of my favorite shows that we actually
Problem
did.
was we just had a bombshell dropped on us. In the
The problem was that we just went all over the place and that we spent way too much time. And we're coming up on 1 minute.
Guys, once again, thank you guys for listening to this show. The episode will be on YouTube in a few days. Thank you, Ben Max Giroux, for getting it up for us.
Shout out Ben,
King.
St. Ben. You're
But,
listening to 90.3 WMSC, Upper Montclair, the voice of Montclair State. This is Mazz in the midday.
Well, no, this is Mazz Midday.
This is SDS and Mazz in the midday.
There you go.
Shout out Match Week, Artemini. If you're listening, please enjoy your vacation.
And Cleveland Browns, once again, congratulations on your Schmuck of the Week.
Schmuck of the week, you played yourself. Connor Coopin, thanks for driving down and joining us.
You know
of
it.
course.
You know it.
And we are your auntie's favorite sports talk show.
Here.
2
on
claps
90.3.
and a Rick. Flair?
90.3 WMSC.
Did you just take away my 2 claps on
Yeah,
Ric Flair?
that's Matt's thing. Come on.
Okay, and a 1 and a 2
And
and
a
a
1,
1, 2, 3. 2 claps on Ric Flair.
Woo! Have a good week, everybody.